back, everybody, to the Trade Waiters podcast, the comic book club, where we read a different trade paperback every single week. I'm Daniel, you're Nathan, we're brothers, we read comics.
Yes.
We have our very special guest, our good friend Mike. How's it going, Mike?
Good, how are you guys?
Good, good.
Very good.
Nice.
Unlike all the other people we bring on the show, Mike actually has read comics before.
He's read years before we have.
Yeah.
Don't kick that.
Sorry.
And yeah, probably one of the people that knows more about comics than we do.
Yeah. I've got a little beef with Mike, actually.
Oh, good. Let's hear it.
I was hoping we could squash it. I don't think I even knew you at the time, but do you remember when you called the cops on me?
Oh, jeez.
I was just a wee little boy going out for a run. Did we even know each other at the time? I don't think I'd even met you yet.
I didn't even know your parents.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, I was in cross country and I was just going on a run just for fun because I was a psycho. Lame. I haven't run a step since high school, but I was like running over to my girlfriend at the time's house, which happened to be in your neighborhood. And I only knew what their house looked like because it had like a Girl Scout cookie sign out in the front or something. And they had like taken that out. And this neighborhood is like a Dr. Seuss neighborhood, but if it was really boring. So like every house looks the same.
Yeah, sure do.
And so like I was like, what fucking house is this? So I was like walking up and down the street trying to find it. And I guess Mike had seen me doing that and he's like, this kid's causing trouble. So he called the cops on me.
There's some riffraff.
Did you just like
What a narc.
No.
Were you seeing if I was gonna step on your lawn or something?
I think I saw you in their yard first, and then you made your way across like two other yards, and I saw you look in the backyard, and then I actually called Bubba.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, there is this guy that just keeps looking over the walls. And I'm like, but he's dressed like he's working out. And he's like, call the cops.
It's perfect camouflage.
Well, that makes me feel better that you got a second opinion.
Yeah. I definitely reached out to him first.
From a cop.
Yeah, from a cop. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
And even when I talked to the cops, I'm like, he seems like he's just lost, but...
I was, yeah. I'm glad that was very apparent on my face.
You better come out here before he peers over my wall.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, beef squashed. I forgive you after all these years.
In
the back of my
I didn't know you were holding on that.
No, I'm not. I think it's really funny. And it sucks.
Your parents enjoyed it.
It sucks because I didn't have like my wallet on me and they're like, do you have any ID? And I'm like, no. I'm going for a run. So I didn't think I was going to get the cops called on me. But yeah, so you've been a big comic reader for a long time. I don't know if you do much anymore, but you just gave us this Wizard magazine, which is pretty sick.
Yep.
I've never actually seen one of these in person, so it's really cool. But I've always heard
now you're
about
holding one.
Yeah.
Is that like...
There's a bone ad in here for bone number
That's
13.
what they would always do, is that little mailer thing there where you can
just
send away and get like a half comic or some kind of
mail
special
this in.
comic. All right.
See if still get it.
Let's mail hey,
P.O.
sorry, I might be a little
box.
bit late, but
I just found this shit.
oh man, there's a Vertigo ad. Now
rest
they're
in
not
peace.
a thing. That's crazy.
Very
I
fun.
don't know. It was a guy, Seamus, some guy, Seamus who created, or Seamus Garrett or something. I don't know whatever happened to him. Yeah, he went to another magazine and disappeared, and a lot of the toy guys went to toy areas.
Like
there's this guy, gosh, I forgot his name, but that's what I really followed was like toys and like cutting edge news. This is prior to any kind of internet action.
Yeah.
So Wizard was here.
Do you remember how you got into
guide.
comics?
Oh, being a little kid, and my brother would have comics. I grew up in a neighborhood that had a comic shop called Moondogs. It was a great comic shop. It got bought out and became a place called Comic Land.
Oh.
We would ride our bikes there.
That's cool.
And I just basically grew up on comics from the ages of 10 to, I don't know, where I am now.
Nice.
Sure.
Almost 50.
Is Powers like one of your favorites? Remember you told me you liked like Invincible.
It was one of my favorites for sure.
Okay.
Right now I'm in one of my low periods of comic reading where I'm not really into anything right now. Nothing's really driving me at the moment.
But like thinking back on what you've read, do you have anything that you're like, oh yeah, that shit's the best, or like your favorite?
Yeah, Powers is high. I loved what's his name, Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah.
During that period of time, he could do no wrong. I think Ultimate Spider-Man was there, and
Did you read like Torso?
Spider-Man. I did. After I picked up Powers, and I got into some of his older stuff. And
Nice.
Torso was good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I haven't read that one.
He
yet,
actually did the art in that with a
Mhm.
lot of like copying and cutting out and
Yeah.
Xeroxing things. It's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
He did a lot of coloring in
Hodgepodge.
this too, which I found out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
In
there's sorry, not coloring, lettering. There's
I thought it
there's
was
some
that Chris.
Pat Garahay or
Oh,
Garahay colored it, but yeah, it's in the back matter. But there's like promotional like strips that they would do for comic shops, and he colored those. So that's where I got mixed up. But
For sure.
he also lettered, so that's pretty neat.
An awesome time. I mean, I was a product of the 90s with all the superhero garbage stuff. And then this was a nice segue into like a good, gritty noir story.
Yeah,
And I just love the banter. I mean, honestly, I look back on these comics and I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't really love that storyline that much. It was good, but I love the comic and the story and the way he wrote better.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I don't know if the trades have like letters printed in the back and stuff, but the way he would write back and answer people was really cool.
Yeah, nothing here. Sometimes they'll be in some trade.
Yeah,
back
like an
matter.
extended version
Yeah.
or something.
They still do
Right.
that, like do some letters and stuff in the back.
Yeah, I just
Oh, yeah.
ate up everything he would write.
Yeah, that's awesome. Didn't
So-
you give us a couple trades one time as well to help cultivate our love for comics? I think you gave us like Invincible, or you gave Daniel Invincible some
Yeah, he
trades.
had the single issues for a while.
Yeah, he gave me like all of the Invincible that he had. It was like a good like 60 issues probably.
Oh, wow.
If not more. So I was able to get to trade like 9 or something.
Okay, nice.
Um,
Gosh,
there's,
I
like,
don't
new-
even think I finished that. I don't even think I finished. Yeah, I definitely didn't finish Walking Dead either. So
that one
yeah,
ended kind of recently though, a couple of years ago, I think.
I
I
love
feel bad. I like to, it just kind of like collected too many at a time, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get through this pile, and then simply lost interest.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Read things here and there. That's where trades come in. Take a trade on vacation and knock it out is pretty fun.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty
definitely.
dope. Yeah.
So we got a couple time codes. We got news. We got the book. We
Yes,
got
yes,
the back
yes.
matter and the pull list. What do we start with, Nathan?
We start with the news. And
Mike, do you have any comic news?
No, I don't know anything new that's going on. Lay it on me.
All right, go for it.
Well, there wasn't much this week.
No, it's pretty dry. That's all right.
But I do know that there were some Emmy nominees that came out for Best Animated Series, and What If, the Marvel show, was nominated for that.
Oh, no way.
And other things that technically have comics is Arcane, based off of the League of Legends game.
Bit of a stretch.
League of Legends has games. Bob's Burgers has comics technically. So they're
that
Rick
got
and-
nominated.
yeah, Rick and Morty as a Best Animated Series. Rick
Okay.
and Morty does also have comics. So those are all technically comic book shows.
Yeah, we
in
have
my
a Rick
eyes.
and
I
Morty
did
episode.
see the Bob's Burgers #1 I had. And I was like,
What?
wow, I didn't even know I had that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that was kinda
That's
neat.
sick.
Yeah, I'm like, how did I pick this up? I wasn't even into the cartoon back then, but I must have just grabbed it.
You're like, what is this Bob's Burgers comic?
Yeah, I went down memory
What's some
lane
interesting
yesterday.
characters?
Yeah.
I wonder if they ever adapt this.
Yeah. Also, The Boys Diabolical, the animated short.
That got
What If,
nominated?
That also got nominated for
That was pretty good.
That was a good time.
Outstanding Short Form Animated Program, apparently. I think that's a category, I guess.
All right.
Now, out of all those, that was the one I watched most recently.
You saw Diabolical?
Yeah,
Nice.
Sure.
they were pretty good.
Yeah, I liked
Did you
those.
see the Aquafina one with the turd and
Yeah.
stuff? That was
That was
Yeah.
the best
so
one.
bizarre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was definitely a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had like a hair on it and shit.
I was like, wow, I can't believe this is coming from her. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I guess the animation fit, but just the story was just odd. But,
Yeah.
Fitting.
Nathan, some sad news.
What happened?
Yu-Gi-Oh creator Kazuki
Say it.
Takahashi, he died at age 60.
Sucks.
What was weird is that he died like about 1,000 feet off of shore, and he was in snorkeling gear, and apparently I guess like the condition of his body made it seem like he was attacked by a marine animal of some
My
sort.
gosh.
I know.
Where?
That's insane.
I don't know where he lives, I guess.
That
Or,
sucks.
yeah, I think he lived in LA or something, but
Oh.
Yeah, I
Are
was
there
just
Yu-Gi-Oh
like,
comics, Daniel?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a manga, I think.
Oh, that's
When
fair.
was that? This past
Because
week?
he was the artist. Yeah, it must have been a week ago.
Damn.
So
I never really read his stuff either, though.
Yeah, it was just
Turtle time, I guess.
just a show that we watched as kids and played like the card game.
Mm-hmm.
Who
So-
was it?
His name is Kazuki Takahashi.
Who did he create?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I'm thinking of? It was that rabbit thing in Turtles. I don't know why.
Usagi Yojimbo or
Yeah, there you go. Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, that'd be terrible.
old.
Stan Sakai is who you're thinking
Yeah.
of, the creator.
That'd be a sad day in
Oh
comics.
my
if that-
God.
No,
Yeah.
he's gonna live forever.
Guys are dying like
He's-
left and right. Didn't Tim Sale just die?
Tim
Yeah.
Sale recently, yeah.
It's like all these artists die old and broke. It's sad.
Yeah. But what's weird, I guess the weird thing about that is that we got turned on to Superman for All Seasons, which is by him and Jeff Loeb. And that book's fucking amazing. I had no idea it existed. So that's a very, I don't know. I guess if there's a bright side
Long
to something.
Halloween.
Long Halloween, of course. Yeah. Ton of Batman stuff. You know, remember that weird Danger Street comic that's coming from Tom King and Jorge Fornes?
Was that the thing? Oh yeah.
It's like a 12-issue Black Label DC series that's based off characters that first appeared in DC first issue special series from like the 70s.
Yes.
There was an article that came out that said that they got canceled.
Fuck.
And I'm like, that seems weird. And then Tom King retweeted and he was like, it's not canceled. We just pushed it back. So it's being pushed back a couple months.
Canceled that month.
Yeah. Canceled for the month it was supposed to come out.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Did you pick up that Superman book that he did? Like it's the Dark Crisis thing?
Ooh.
Tom King.
Dark Crisis Superman book.
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah, it was on the shelves today.
Oh, no.
Okay, I didn't know if because it looked cool and it was by Tom King and Superman and whatnot.
No, I had
but-
no idea that was
but I'm
coming
like,
out.
If
Did
it's
you guys
in,
pick up comics today?
Oh, yeah.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
See 'em.
Every Wednesday.
That's for the pull list, Mike.
Gotcha. Getting ahead of the
Different segment.
Yes, slowly roll.
That's all the news I had, though. It was a pretty slow week for me.
And apparently, in The Rock's contract, Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar.
he has a clause to where he cannot lose a fight.
That's sick.
Isn't that so dumb?
Well, spoilers, I
He's
guess,
like,
for
I
the
can't
movie.
lose, guys.
contract in regards to wrestling or in
No,
all his movie roles?
All his
Shazam.
movies.
I assume
Adam.
just the Black Adam stuff. Yeah,
Wow.
not Shazam. And so
Can he tie?
Really not stretching his
a tie is
acting
probably fine.
abilities, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how old that is, though, because he's been, like, contracted to be Black Adam for, like, 10 years now or something.
Wow, what is it? Like a trilogy of films?
No, like 10 years ago is when he first said that he wanted to do a
Yeah.
Black Adam project, and then
I
now
thought
it's
it was
just
going to
coming out.
be like related to the Flash movie or something, but
I have no idea. Actually, I don't think they know either.
Preview
what's
looked
going on with
awesome.
the Flash. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's got the JSA or the JLA,
I'm not
whatever.
the biggest fan of DC movies, but that one looked awesome.
Yeah. Does look fun.
Nathan, do you remember the comic Irredeemable?
Yeah. Mark Waid.
It's coming back.
What?
Yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah,
They
I
have
remember that too.
They have a Kickstarter for a
Oh.
series coming in 2023.
Wow, they're
The OG
crowdfunding.
team, Mark Waid and Peter Krause.
Yeah, didn't he have his own like line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I'm surprised he's crowdfunding it, though.
yeah, I mean it like blew through like the goal in like a day, so
Interesting.
it's at like 100,000 right now, so it's not even.
Well, maybe that was the right way to go then.
Yeah,
That seems like a lot. I guess now is a good time because it got picked up by Amazon or something, right?
yeah. Just sell some books.
Yeah, might as well. That's pretty cool.
And Nathan, there is a trailer for an animated series or animated movie called Battle for the Super Sons. Have we talked about that?
No. Oh, yeah, the Super Sons. It's like a DC animated movie
Yeah. So
based off Super Sons.
have we talked about it?
I think so.
Okay, I just saw the trailer like 10 minutes ago, so
I definitely know about it.
pretty sick. It's like full CGI. It's not like just a
not-
cartoon. It's like
Oh.
a CGI movie.
Oh, I didn't know
Looks
that then.
Pretty sick.
Pretty fun.
But let's get into the book.
Yeah,
shall we?
let's do that. Powers. At this point, it was printed by Image, but it's seen many other publishers apparently.
Yeah, I think this is like the OG one.
Yeah, I would assume it would originally come from Image. So, but it is by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Oeming, a killer team.
You just have a stack of powers right now.
Is that look?
I'm just digging through my comics.
It's
here.
1 through 6. We're not doing all of it.
This is called Trade Waiters.
There's so
Give you guys
many.
more gifts.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
well, let's
But
see what we got.
here is
Let's see what we got then. No way.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they have that in the back matter showing it.
two
Dang, this is like 22 years old. This
signed
is
By who?
Bendis.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, totally.
That's so cool. So when did you
You got a couple copies.
So
when did you see him? Yeah.
from like 95 to 2005, we went to Comic-Con religiously. And I totally ran into him. He was like really becoming popular, but he was setting up his own damn table. And I'm like, wow, here you are. He's like, here I am.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, wow, do you mind signing stuff right now? He's like, not at all. He was like the nicest guy.
He seems so nice.
Signed
Yeah.
a bunch of. I think I had at the time Ultimate Spider-Man, Powers. What did he do before Spider-Man?
That was
there's
his-
his torso, right? Or no, he did Spawn.
No, he did Sam and Twitch. That's right. Yeah, I think I got a Sam and Twitch signed by him. Yeah,
Huh.
and that was awesome because like Ashley Wood did the art for it back then.
Oh,
Mhm.
she's still
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she published something today.
I
Actually,
think Ultimate Spider-Man was his first Marvel project though, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
They just,
but I
like,
feel
kinda
he
went
did
for it.
something before that to make him get that title.
I would assume it was
But yeah, I can't
independently.
remember. But it was around 2000, and gosh, it was just great. So
Yeah, that's
the
awesome.
San Diego Comic-Con.
So how many issues approximately of Powers do you have? Because that's pretty cool.
I pretty much have the whole image run right here in chronological order.
That's sick.
37 issues, I think.
Probably 30 something.
Yeah, I believe so. I think it ended at like 30 something. Here's one of those Wizard half deals too, that you would order the thing and then it would come with like a certificate,
Wow.
some garbage.
Wizard needs
but-
to come back. That sounds
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
and they would do like all this kind of like
Yeah, I'd take some free
prison
comics, free
stuff.
half comics.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they only had one annual, and then it stopped, and then it started again. I believe it was Marvel. I got this pretty much the entire run as well,
That's crazy.
and then it stopped. I think it stopped entirely, and just he kind of went off to other like everywhere in Marvel.
It's been on a few hiatuses. Like
Did he do a new trade recently?
yeah, it came out like March of this year.
Did it?
Of
Oh.
what Powers?
Yeah, it was like
Is that
the last trade that they were doing, and they called it like Powers the Best Ever or something like that.
Yeah, because you can get that on Comixology.
Yeah, that one you can.
For
but-
some reason, it was just like a nightmare to find this. Like
Mhm.
you can buy it physically, obviously, but like
I wonder if it has to do
Comixology,
with ownership or something.
Kindle,
It must.
all of that, just like
yeah, it
somewhere
seems
to be
weird.
found. I feel like it used to be not that bad, but it's just so random with like the Comixology update and shit like that.
Yeah, a bunch of weird stuff going on right now. But let's get into it.
Did you reread this trade?
I know it. I didn't reread it,
Oh,
but
okay,
I
okay.
mean, you could quiz me.
Well, let's. What's the
Who
main
died?
character's name? Yeah, who's killed him?
Christian Walker. Was it Dina Pilgrim?
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
wow.
good job.
I didn't even.
What's the little girl's name?
Oh, yeah, he's babysitting her.
Uh huh. Starts with
Yeah,
a C.
yeah, Cassandra.
Callista.
Yeah, whatever. Close enough.
That's pretty
fucking
good.
terrible
I'm-
Do you
name.
ever do that? Like, I don't know how to say the name of the character, so I just make up something. So, like,
Never
when
done
Walking Dead show was out, I didn't know her name was Michonne. Like, in my head, it was like
yeah.
Michonne or whatever, you know.
Or-
I had said it entirely different.
Or the fucking the aliens, like the squid aliens in Invincible.
Oh,
This
cephalopod.
no, it's like sequids
Oh,
or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
sequids.
Yeah,
Sequids?
they said sequids. I'm like, how is it not sequids?
There's one E.
That's just how I like
So
said
that's
it in
how
my
with
head.
that we're I always read it as chaotic chick, but it's like chic.
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
I could see that. I mean, I still read
But
it.
I
as
read
chaotic
it as
chick.
Is that
chick.
is that confirmed?
Yeah, I believe
It was
that's how
on-
it is. I mean,
Oh,
I
man.
don't know.
I mean, they
Don't
had a
quote me on
show.
that.
Gotta watch the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never watched the show, and I like that guy.
yeah.
What's his name? Copley. Charlton Copley, the guy from District 9.
Yeah. In
Did
the
he do
18
that?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, it
Christian
was like
Walker.
on the Sony PlayStation
Really?
channel or
Yeah.
something. That's why I've never seen it.
And,
Yeah.
and it was such a weird casting. I'm like,
Mhm.
Walker's fucking huge. How
I agree.
Yeah,
It's got to be like, I don't know, like
Yeah.
John Hamm or something.
yeah. That is one of the things I love about
John
Oeming.
Hamm's not huge. But
I mean, they can make him look huge. He's got a big head.
He does have a big head. Yeah, you just need a big blocky head.
Yeah,
but
just put some muscles in a dress shirt.
That is one of the highlights of this book is definitely Oeming's stuff because his stuff is so
so great.
Yeah, it's just so rigid and like confident in his lines, and it's like kind of minimalist.
Now
but you
that
could
dude,
tell,
I think he came from DC as well. I think he was doing Judge Dredd.
Oeming?
Yeah, for like the art.
Yeah.
And then he like goes into this and has this like noir, like black style, like shadows and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, he just found himself.
Yeah, it feels very like almost Bruce Timm kind of. Like that's the kind of the vibe that it reminds me of. So it's
reminds
just fun
me
seeing
of
a lot.
Chris Samnee a lot.
Yeah.
Like his like Black Widow stuff. Like I just saw like a lot of simulators and stuff like that, especially how they draw Dina.
Yeah, he's a pretty popular like minimalist kind of artist now.
Looking at it, it's kind of intimidating with all the words, but it's a good read.
Yeah,
this is a very dialogue heavy book, but
And
that's like the fun of it. It's very like conversational and natural. And I've heard Bendis talk about it, and it's like when you talk, we're all like pretty fucking dumb. So like when we're talking, we stutter and we say like and we like restart sentences, which is what he really wanted to get after. But even like this first page, there's so many fucking like word balloons, and it fills up like 50% of the page.
And like the tales are kind of random. It was kind of difficult to figure out who was talking. You know what I mean?
But no, I didn't think so. I thought it was great. I was having a great time reading it. But
yeah, you really get caught up into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're introduced to Christian Walker, who's like the New York homicide detective, and he's called in to work by name from.
I don't think we know the city, do we?
I think it is New York.
They call it like the City of Powers.
Yeah,
which
I
means
remember.
like it's not called Powers.
Because when they interrogate like all the people, they're like from different comics and stuff.
Oh yeah, that is true.
So it's kind of like the possibility, like the city.
Okay, yep, valid. So he's not New York, but he's city homicide detective, and he gets like called out by name from a criminal of a hostage situation, and it ends up being a guy with powers who's like Christian Walker talks him out of killing like the little girl that he's taken hostage, and he leaves, but when he leaves he crash lands and then he's arrested. And
did he really have powers? Because he had like a jetpack.
He had like a jetpack, but when he landed he said like, oh, I called you out because I hear that you're soft on soups, basically. And so that he's like specifically being called out for that. But I like that because it's like he heard he has like a soft spot for criminals, and it like sort of foreshadows like what we know later, because we obviously find out that he used to be a superhero himself. So, but so Walker takes the little girl Callista back to the station to figure out what to do with her, but he ends up getting assigned to basically babysit her until they can find a home or give it her CPS. And he's also introduced to his new partner Dina, who requested a transfer to be there. And one of my like favorite conversational jokes is when Walker's like trying to figure out what to do with Callista, and Dina asks like how old she is, and Walker's like, I don't know, like 6? How can you tell? And then she's like, maybe just ask her. Or there's that
talk to these things.
Yeah, and or it just shows you like how unprepared for the situation he is, which I think is really funny. Or when he goes to like first talk to her, she's like, what's a clitoris? And like I think that's like the most funny like, cold open.
He's like, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. that's what I would have said.
Yeah.
But like there's so many like jokes like that are either like randomly thrown in or they build up to so well and so naturally. And it's like something that you don't really see like today. Like most conversations in comics there's like a purpose there, and sometimes it just kind of seems like you're just kind of peeking in on like these people's lives. So that's what makes this book so fun.
You're a fly on the wall.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So Walker and Dina quickly get assigned to their first case, which is to investigate the death of the super-powered hero Retro Girl. And so like we see the chaotic chic graffiti on the back wall that comes into play later, but I feel like they were really strategic with like the placement of it.
Oh yeah.
In like the crime scene, because like it's very clear that that's like part of it, but when you're just reading it for the first time, you're like, I don't know what that means. So you kind of just like brush it off.
It's like among other graffiti.
Yeah, it's among other graffiti.
Yeah, I
so
think
like,
I didn't even think about it until the kid brings it up.
Yeah, you see it like kind of right behind her body.
It made me think like, is that Chaotic Chick or something?
Yeah, that's
that'd be a cool name.
Is that still like within the first issue?
Yeah, this was all the first issue. Yeah.
We still don't know Christian Walker is a super or has any powers at this point.
No, you find out.
Yeah, I remember I was kind of like
it's a lot later.
Disappointed. I was like, oh shoot, I really thought he wasn't going to be one.
That would be kind of cool, but it doesn't make sense. I mean,
because the comic was presented as like these guys are not, they're the people against the powers, and powers are a whole other entity. And then you're reading it and you're like only a few issues in, you're like, oh, well, this guy is one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, he said he used to have powers.
Does he?
He got into like some scrap, and then just for some reason they just went away.
Yeah, his
thought
powers.
It was the Retro Girl picture.
What do you mean?
You get like.
So he was, he.
What was he called?
Diamond.
Stupid. Diamond.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not a huge fan of.
I was like
the
Blue
name
Hawk. No,
No, that's the boys one.
Yeah, some of the names are really cool in this, but some are
Trip Hammer.
Trip Hammer. I'm like, what
Yeah.
does that have to do with being Iron Man? Basically,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of, or like Zora. I guess that one.
Zora is not bad.
Johnny Royale is one, and I'm like, these are very funky names.
That's the
Yeah, totally.
because like he just
And
looks,
like he's got long hair.
yeah, he's just
long
like
ago was
Nightwing
that?
with long hair, basically.
It's like a Nightwing. Yeah.
Totally.
And so, but like it's kind of tilted, so there's no suing there, I guess.
Yeah.
But whatever.
This is still like a banger first issue. Like it does a really good job setting up like the main characters and like the situation, and then that's a pretty killer cliffhanger to just like, and I'm sure even like at the time having a noir story with like superheroes involved is like a pretty cool idea. So
You're intrigued.
If that
Yeah.
came out now, I'd be like, that's a great idea.
yeah, if someone did like basically the same thing now, I'd still.
I
be
didn't
involved.
realize Pilgrim asked to be with him. I thought she just was a new detective or something.
Yeah, in here, she
forgot about
requested
that.
to get transferred, but we didn't know why. And then later we find out it's because of Walker. So,
Like the work he was doing, basically.
but in issue 2, we jump into Retro Girl's autopsy with the coroner accompanied by Walker and Dina. And the coroner goes like a little crazy because he can't actually perform an autopsy because she has like invulnerable skin, basically.
Yeah, that was cool. That's right.
But that's a pretty fun, like cold open kind of. Like it's a very dramatic shot of like a top down on like the autopsy. Very clever placement of some of the objects to cover her boobs.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something also where you have sex with the super, then you like float or something, or wasn't that in there, or was that a different comic?
It might be later in the series.
Okay, I thought
We've
that
only
was
read
kinda
6
cool.
issues. I mean, you read 30, so you tell us.
But I thought, that's kind of cool.
I've
Yeah.
read this trade before,
Osmosisly.
but I haven't gone past it. I have the next one. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically just like
They all
re-
died.
rereading
Yeah,
it.
it's terrible.
Oh no!
Oh man.
Big spoilers.
There's also a really like super unique aspect to this issue, which is like a news broadcast covering like the Retro Girl story on the bottom of every page of this issue, which is like really effective in teaching the reader like about Retro Girl and like what her deal was and her impact on the community. So I thought that was really interesting.
It was kind of distracting.
It made like a lot to read, but I mean,
Well,
I've never seen something like
It
that.
reminded me of Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
It
You
is.
know how they did the TV blurbs and stuff?
Yeah, it's the Dark Knight Returns.
Farland certainly did in Spawn.
Yeah, but in here that it's like at the bottom for the entire issue, and then
Yeah.
it meets at the end. So I think that was a really clever
Where
addition.
people like skip reading that sometimes.
I like was about to. Honestly.
If I was in a hurry, I
What
probably
was
would
that
have.
one in the Watchmen, the Dark?
Oh, the pirate?
Yeah.
Oh, I skip that every
Yeah.
time.
Tales of the Black Freighter.
Yes.
I was like, what is this?
I think I've read Watchmen like 3 times maybe, and I skipped the pirate part, like 2 of
I
them.
tried reading through it the second time.
I hate
I'm
to
like,
admit that,
I'm like,
so.
fuck that.
No,
Yeah,
it's like
Same with like all the news clippings and the under the hood like
yeah.
clips that they have.
I'm like, I'm not trying to read a whole ass newspaper in this comic.
Right.
pictures, yeah.
I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dina meets Cutter. He's a detective, and he's like a hotshot rival detective of like Walker's, I guess.
Let me see him.
He's the guy with like what do you call that? Like a soul,
Soul
patch?
patch.
Yeah, he's this looking guy right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember his
He's always butting in.
Skinner, right?
I
Is
don't know what his first
Who's
name
the guy
is.
who's Christian Walker's old partner? Because they have friction.
I don't know.
I thought
It's
he
in a
died.
trade.
He's
Not in this one.
Yeah, they definitely have. Oh, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
You
Who
might
read
be.
Who read it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Who read this?
I mean, you could flip open the issues you got
Yeah,
there and
you're
check
right.
it out.
No, you're
but-
You
right.
might guess. Wait, so because did he have a problem with his old partner, or did he die or something?
I think he.
Oh, he's still around.
I think he had a problem with it.
Give me
with
this
him.
comic.
Here, go for it.
All right, I'll get going.
I can totally picture it. Maybe I'm thinking of the Soul Patch guy that you're talking about.
Oh wait, he might have been. I think they might have mentioned that Cutter was like his old partner.
Oh,
Oh, I said Skinner.
yeah, his name's
Skinner.
Cutter. So Dina also goes with Walker to meet the superhero Zora on like the roof of the precinct, and we can kind of tell that Walker has some sort of like history with her, but she suggests talking to Johnny Royale as like their next lead.
Yeah.
Johnny Royale.
I like the sunglasses as like a means of protecting identity. Like,
Yeah.
I know, like,
That's pretty funny, actually. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even notice that.
because like it's not like a mask, And then
No.
Retro Girl was pretty open. It seemed like I don't think she had a mask on or anything, but
No.
just these thick like
Like aviator, not aviators,
what
but
are those
like
douchey ones that?
Oakleys.
No, yes, Oakley, but the ones that like
That's
wrap
what I
around.
think of immediately.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I can't remember what they're called either.
Blockers.
What?
Pit Vipers, yeah,
I've never heard that before.
dude. I'll look up Pit Vipers.
I'm sure I've seen them, but I've never heard them called that. That's pretty funny. And so, yeah, and I like how the conversation with Zora and Walker, like the conversation that they share when talking to each other, is great because you're able to tell that they know each other better than like what Walker tells Dina.
These ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great superhero like mask.
That's how she always learns
That's what
about
I would
him.
wear.
Yeah,
She's
it's
always like listening to him talk to other people and like, hey.
It's like, this is not entry level conversation. Like, clearly you two know each other, but it's kind of cool because we figured that out too, along with Dina. So I like
figure
that a
out?
lot. Just like that Walker knows like these superheroes more than just like casually,
Yeah,
And you can kind of tell that just through the dialogue.
That's cool that they have the whole script thing in the back.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
great.
that's always fun to skip.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll look at it, but like,
Then to end the issue, they go to the Royale Club bar to find Johnny Royale, but they run into some other goons. They're like these three bald-headed dudes that like walk around with each other.
dude, it reminds me of Sven. From,
Sven from How
yeah,
Much
Sven.
Spin.
Push-ups.
What issue is this now? You're like at 3 or 4?
Run 2 right
Oh,
now. End of
gosh.
2.
They don't really split up the issues very well.
No, it just says will be continued, and then the next page is
Yeah, they
them
don't-
continuing it. So, but the Royale Club is like super red because it's supposed to be a club or whatever. But I like how it's colored that way. But yeah, so Dina like knocks them out,
Oh, yeah, he's right.
and behind the TV,
Verbatim.
Right.
what?
You literally said she knocks him out, and it's right here.
Yeah,
In red.
In
knocked
red.
out.
and yeah, some pretty fun lettering in here too. Like all the action, like smacks and whaps, is pretty fun. But behind them on the TV, we see Detective Cutter arresting Johnny Royale already, and he's not supposed to be on the case. But I like how
That bitch.
it's fun how like the newscast ends up lining up with like the last issue of this comic, and it's like him saying the same thing.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty clever.
because like the TV's on in the background where
Yeah.
the bar is or whatever.
So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that was neat. That was the only satisfying part about that.
Yeah, it was nice to like that the two ends or the two storylines kind of met.
Like, I get it when it's like something like this. Yes, thank you.
Hand it back.
Oh, okay.
Here you go.
That's about where he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good narration.
Like with like Watchmen and all that extra shit, like it does give like a little bit of context to like the world and whatnot. But that stuff's always a little tedious.
Yeah.
Like this book didn't really like flow that well compared to like I guess more recent stuff. So that thing definitely slowed you down.
When did this come out?
2000?
Yeah, I was right.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was older than that.
No,
That seems pretty recent.
It seemed older than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't 90s or anything.
Nice. So in issue 3, Cutter questions Johnny Royale, but it turns out that Royale has like an existing $150 million lawsuit against the precinct. So he gets to like walk free because they don't want any more complications. And then Cutter's sent home, and Walker and Dina have to deal with like the media attention from like.
Johnny teleports. He just he just dips.
That's a fun way to like leave like that situation. Like I had no idea that guy could teleport, so he could teleport
Nah, that
technically
doesn't
at any
ring a bell
time.
at all.
Yeah, it's just like a little poof that he has like right at the end.
Little
See
Nightcrawler
ya.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a Nightcrawler thing. He bamps.
They should
out
have
of
made
there.
their face like, ooh.
And we talked a little bit about lettering, but I really like when the lettering kind of spans like different panels and it sort of like stretches across it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's just like one character talking for a really long time and it goes across different panels.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
fun.
Shut up.
I think that aspect's a lot of fun. But so they're fresh out of Leeds and they go back to the coroner who's like, "Fuck man, I got nothing." But he does find traces of red metal paint under Retro Girl's fingernails. And so they're like, "I know a guy with red metal paint." and they go to Trip Hammer.
Iron Man.
Yeah. They go to Trip Hammer.
Old Iron Man.
Which is a weird name. But he says that like they had a relationship before, him and Retro Girl, but he was not involved, and he sort of lets them like search his stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought he was like a grumpy old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty sinister.
Just like angry at everyone.
Mm-hmm. The characterization of him is pretty good. Like, because in such a short scene, we get an idea of like who he is, and he's like pretty crass, and he's like, "Oh man, she was a good fuck" or whatever, and like says a bunch of that, and so it's just like a really good introduction of him. So after that, Dina sucker punches Walker to see if he has superpowers because she's like way suspicious of him. Turns out he doesn't. He knocks him on his ass. So Walker gets pissed and says that he knows these people because he's been around for a while. And then Walker makes Dina take care of Callista for the night as like a sorry. And when Walker goes to tuck in Callista, she asks about Chaotic Chick or Chic, which is like the new lead for Walker to follow.
I feel like that's kind of basic as far as like homicide stuff because you have like a picture and it's at the crime scene.
I mean, they live in this city. Yeah, that's a great cover.
Yeah.
So I mean, they live in the city, so they probably see graffiti like all the time. But for someone like Callista, maybe she just like picks up random things and like says things randomly.
The thing is that it doesn't look like fresh, you know? If like they killed him and then did the chaotic shit.
Maybe you see like a little bit of drip.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, this is obviously like a call sign or signature kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think it's a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me think that she was Chaotic Chick. So
I think Image ended at 37.
Yeah, it did. I looked that up today.
Wow. So you got the whole run there. That's pretty cool. Do you remember picking it up like when I went to Icon or anything?
Yeah, I got those series there too.
Oh yeah, you said that. Issue 4, there's a really fun montage of Walker and Dina asking heroes and villains of like the universe
that's the best.
If they've seen Chaotic Chick. Yeah, and that's the best because we see like Madman from like Mike Allred, and we see like a couple Savage Dragon, of course, Eric Larson.
They're like all different people
and
owned by different characters.
Yeah, and they talk about doing that in the back matter, but these are all like characters obviously owned by like other people, but also if those artists just created like a design for this sequence, then they also own that property. He did like this weird like purple alien guy, and he just says Snortle. Like I don't know what that means, but that's pretty silly. And yeah, there's a villains one too, which is also really cool. I don't recognize as much of the people there, but
or any of them.
I thought they were all villains. But they're just different characters.
They're all villains, but
I guess Madman's not a bad guy, is he?
Yeah, there's like a sequence
Dragon's
with
not a bad
villains,
guy.
and then there's like a sequence with heroes.
And some of like one of these is made by like David Mack, and he like owns that character.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, I think. So
Ed Brubaker came up with one.
Did he draw it?
I think it was just like they asked people to come up with an idea, and then Oeming just drew it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like give me a.
Apparently, it's a nightmare for Bendis with like the intellectual property, but
I bet, dude.
I got 3 number 1s of Icon.
What the hell? Are they different?
You get all the
just different.
Or just different. Were you the kind of guy to pick up multiple of the issue 1?
I guess I was that day.
Yeah. Had a little extra
So
money.
this one feels thicker than this one. Kind of weird, huh?
The more expensive paper.
See, this is another thing with Powers. It's like, all right, number 1. Oh, it's an annual. Never mind.
Okay, gotcha.
Undo.
Yeah, Powers is very confusing for like any new readers, for sure.
All of them are.
All of them, yeah.
But this is confusing for seasoned readers. Like I had like no fucking clue.
This is why I stick to trades, man. It's just like
even the
collect
trades
it all.
because they keep rebooting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same thing happened with
Did
Scarlet.
I read this before?
Bendis did like Scarlet, and that has like a couple reboots too.
Scarlet Witch?
No, just Scarlet. Like it's one of his Jinx World projects. He did it with.
That was like last like 7 years, right?
No. Oh fuck.
Maybe that's just a reboot.
What's the name of the guy?
Oh,
the guy who did Jessica Jones with him.
Michael Gatos.
Yeah, Michael Gatos. He did a Scarlet with Brian Michael Bendis. And it was one of his Jinx World things, but that got rebooted a bunch of times. Because I remember I was gonna go read it, and I was like, I don't know.
I'd rather like just start at the number that you left off at the new thing.
New series.
Because he also like reprints all this shit like a bunch of times too.
Yeah.
Like he has like a print with like DC and shit.
Yeah, it's weird.
But anyway,
Trip Hammer gives Walker a box, and he's like, open this in private. But like Dina's right there, so she's like, what the hell was that? He's like, I'm just gonna open it in private. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, why would you give it in front of someone?
Yeah.
And then say go open it in private.
I think he wants her to figure it out, so that's pretty clever on his part. And then one of the villains that they were asking has photographic memory and tells them to talk to the wolf. And he's like this old guy.
Oh yeah, that guy's in jail.
Yep, he's in jail. Does he come back? It seems like he's kind of like a foreshadow in this situation. Do you remember like the wolf or something at all?
Okay.
The wolf.
Got a big scar on his face.
Yeah, no, I don't remember, but I remember this didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It didn't go anywhere, but Cutter had been there before. So he's like, say hi to Cutter, and they're like, what the fuck? And
You
so
learn about like the repression or something like that. That green light or something. That like represses the superhero's abilities.
Oh, it's like a drainer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's under a drainer. Which is why I think he probably comes back at some point, but not in this trade. But so they confront Cutter, and like everybody's angry, and then Dina takes like Walker's secret box and opens it and discovers that Walker used to be a superhero. And that's a pretty dope reveal.
Here's a picture.
Yeah, especially if you're like if you didn't know that reveal, obviously, like that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, you can kind of see this from like a mile away.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
I mean, initially reading it, this is my second read.
I just figured like, oh, he's not like a Superman, but maybe he's like a Batman still.
Yeah,
you know?
it could be.
But yeah, he does the opposite of what like most heroes do, and like has like his nose and mouth covered. He's got like a COVID mask on,
Yeah, he's got.
and then has his eyes.
You could see it coming.
Yeah.
And so,
The old bandit.
and like it ends, and it's like Walker catching her, like open like his box that he was supposed to open in private. So that's like a double O shit moment because he's like, oh no, like
Yeah.
So in issue 5, Walker's given Dina like the cold shoulder, and they find out that the coroner still has nothing after 2 full days. So Walker decides to go public with the investigation, and he announces it on the news. And
Go public with what?
because like they're trying to figure out any leads on Retro Girl,
Yeah,
and
she's
so
a popular girl.
he
Not
decides to go
going anywhere.
public
If they
and
know
have.
anything about chaotic.
And I was just
Chick.
thinking, why does Trip Hammer even care to give him that picture?
It is weird because he goes back, or I think they were asking like heroes and villains about Chaotic Chick, so which is when Trip Hammer's like, oh, you should take this box.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, they went to Trip Hammer because of the paint at first.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they go back to him to talk to him about Chaotic Chick.
Right. Okay.
That's when he gave him the
That's
gift.
when he gives it to him, yeah.
Or whatever, the box.
And I like the line where Walker's like, it's time to open the Freakazoid floodgate. It's time to go public. That made me laugh.
Huh. Timely for year 2000
Yeah.
to know that kind. Wow, interesting.
So Dina finally gets Walker to like break and open up about the picture of like Walker in costume, and Walker reveals that he doesn't have powers anymore, and it left him when he was fighting this villain named like Saz or something, and he explained it as getting a rush of adrenaline, and his powers like suddenly stopped, and he had to be saved by Retro Girl in that scene. So
You know, it's kind of hard to tell in some of these which one's like a 2-page spread.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'd read down and then it wouldn't make sense. I'm like, what the fuck? And then you got to read like across.
Yeah, that is definitely a criticism.
Or
I
sometimes
have.
it'll be like even like a where it gates out like for a 4-fold.
Yeah.
You got to read these 2 first, and
Bendis
then open it up
especially-
and then read across.
Bendis especially does that shit all the time.
I would not fuck with that. That's
even
so
like
dope.
even like his Marvel and like his DC stuff, like some of it's just like multiple panels each page, but it's supposed to be read as a double page spread, even though there's like
Yeah.
panels that are aligned like down the middle of the spine.
You guys
so.
just reminded me though, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but Christian's origin story is freaking lame.
What's the name
what
about
is it?
He's just been like around for like ever,
Oh, okay.
like ever.
He's
I don't know.
Berserker.
Yeah, like thousands of years even. And it's like,
Gotcha.
dude, and you decide to settle on being a detective and a broke ass one on top of that. You
All right,
should
what would
be,
you do?
I don't know.
Because he wanted
Did
to
you ever see
still,
that movie
like,
Highlander? The guy lives infinitely provided, but he's like an art dealer, so he's like always perpetually rich. That's kind of like the gig you would want to get in if you're going to be immortal, I guess, or live forever.
Yeah,
have a better
probably.
paying gig.
Yeah.
maybe
But you just reminded me, like,
He
God,
could have
his
been like investing for a
origin's
really long
lame.
time, you know.
Yeah.
That was like a boring time for Bendis. He's like, what can I string this out to?
I heard the last trade did not get received very well. So
This?
of Powers, yeah.
Of like this run or the one that just came out.
The one that just came out in like March.
I mean, like, I don't think I need it to be like fucking crazy. I think I just kind of like seeing the detective shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just like the spin of it's about superheroes.
Is it still ongoing, or is it just an isolated story?
It's ended. Like that last trade I think was supposed to end it.
Really?
It was Bendis and Oeming doing it together.
I mean, like, who are the people? Oh, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
The people who made it?
No, the characters in it, they kind of
Same shit, I think.
change around.
I also like how thick the borders are sometimes.
What do you mean?
The borders of the panels.
Oh yeah.
They're just like thick for some reason, and it like works really well. It just kind of makes it all look a little bit more noir
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
normal.
the black is awesome.
Yeah,
when
it's-
he's
there's
like-
a ton of black in here.
When he's explaining how he lost his powers, it's like very dialogue heavy, like on the sides.
That looks great.
A lot of silhouettes and shit.
Yeah, and I kind of like that because it's like, what are you really gonna like? There's a lot to explain here, so might as well just do like a Samurai Jack looking sequence, you know? What's that guy's
Primal.
name?
Samurai Jack.
The guy.
Tim Templeton? No.
It's like a.
Gore or something.
It starts with a G.
Yeah.
I would love a Powers TV show made by that guy though.
Yeah, that'd be a fitting art
that would-
style.
that'd be sick.
That'd be the
Did you ever
best
see
way.
his Primal cartoon?
No, I want to
Oh,
though.
that's awesome.
That's what I hear.
Incredible.
It's he did like Clone Wars too.
I mean, Samurai Jack's cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
totally.
What's his name? It's a weird name. Just go for it.
Gendy
Oh,
Tartakovsky.
Yeah.
Jendi Tartakovsky. Yeah. Jendi, something like that. But yeah, he'd be great.
Did you see that reboot that they did for Samurai Jack? Where like he
did.
barely looked like a samurai. That shit was
No
fucking
way.
crazy.
Yeah, it was rated R.
Yeah, when was
Really?
that? Yeah, it was really sick. It was on like Adult Swim. When was that? A couple years
Cool.
ago? 2017.
4 years ago.
Crazy.
Yeah, because there was Cartoon Network in the early 2000s and then Adult Swim in
Yeah.
2017. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah. Anyway,
It was just like so brutal.
Anywho.
so the public investigation gets a hit, and there's a civilian that tells him that he was like a part of this group that kind of hates on superheroes, and it was named Chaotic Chic. And in that group, there was a man named John Jackson Stevens who was experimenting with power drainers. So they take this lead. They
He just
raid.
like found out how to make it on the internet.
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
just
he
like fucking
created
around.
it.
No, he was because he's interested by like drainers that they're using like today. So
yeah.
So they raid his house. He's not there, but they find him like outside the precinct, and he's spray painting Chaotic Chic.
Giving himself up, basically.
Yeah.
Those are in really good condition considering they're not even like bagged or boarded.
Some are.
What are you digging through right now? What are you trying to find?
I was just going to flash some covers and be like, ooh, who's his partner now?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think one thing and I can't execute. I'm like, I guess maybe they hide the details behind the covers. I don't know.
Yeah.
normally covers are super spoilery, but
I really like this sequence where they raid Stevens' house, and it's like all silent. It's them like going up the stairs.
I
and
love
they're-
some silent panels.
Yeah, they're giving each other like
Gosh, that's
hands.
kind of reminiscent of the Riddler in the Batman movie now, you know?
Dude,
Kinda-
this
kinda-
guy looks like he would be played by Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Look at this motherfucker.
Totally.
Definitely.
Totally.
It totally reminds me of him now.
He looks like a character from Invincible, too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So issue 6, questions are being thrown at this guy, and during the process, this place was like searched, and they found a journal where he like writes about Retro Girl, and he like comes on a few pictures of her apparently, and so they confront him with that, and then he breaks, and he says that he killed Retro Girl so that her legacy would be cemented while in her prime, and he says like Elvis Presley.
Yeah, he like wanted to preserve the image
Yeah.
of her, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
'cause he's
super
like if she
weird.
gets
It's-
old and boring, then people will forget about her. But
He
Could
kind of
become a
looks
joke.
like John Lennon in a weird way. And,
He kinda
and then John
does.
Lennon gets shot by some asshole that's like, oh, I want him all for myself. And I don't know
wonder-
if that's like a weird homage
Dude,
to
fucking
that.
this middle one, just like straight up John Lennon.
dude, yeah, I wonder.
That one there.
Just, yeah, I mean,
He's got like
I
the
saw when he like
glasses,
put it
too.
up over there. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Dang, I wonder if that's like on purpose. I never put that together.
I
But
feel like Bendis wouldn't like remember if we asked him.
What does he
Oh,
do
dude.
now? Does he still do DC stuff?
he's doing Legion of Superheroes.
Did he leave Marvel in a horrible
No,
thing?
No,
or-
it's
he
just
just was like, I'm done. I did everything kind of deal.
yeah.
And he was doing Superman for a while, which I really enjoyed. Action Comics he was also doing, which is kind of weird, doing two different Superman titles. He did a couple events. He did like Event Leviathan.
Like a thing.
Yeah,
that's what actually kind of killed me on comics.
I understand that.
You know, I was like, just like events. House of M and then all this stuff. I'm done with all this. Like, you're running me around too much.
Some of them were cool. Like, I definitely haven't bought one in a while.
Like, everything with Marvel, it starts off awesome.
Yeah.
And then they just exploit it until you're like, I never want to read this thing ever again.
So that happened with me and their relaunch of X-Men with Jonathan Hickman on it. It was great. Like I loved it. And then they had an X-Men event called X of Swords that was 27 parts. And it was across like a bunch of different series all week after week.
Long.
And I was like, definitely. Yeah, it is, dude. Even if it's like a 6-part event, I'm like, come on. Like,
I'd be like, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I know. So
you're a really sick
and you know they do it just to rope you into buying other series.
Which is why I say
finding those characters interesting, and maybe you'll collect them. And
did you ever like an event? Like, did you like Civil War?
I did like Civil War, yes.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Civil War was super cool, but that was already at the point where things were being written better anyway.
True.
Prior to that, it was like stupid things like the Age of Atlantis or like some garbage with like Submariner and trying to get him involved in the Marvel universe somehow and buying annuals.
Didn't Bendis write Civil War 2?
Yeah.
So they did another one.
Yeah, they did a sequel.
Naturally. And it was like...
all right.
It's fine. It's basically just like Captain Marvel versus Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And Captain Marvel...
I remember when Joss Whedon worked for Marvel for a little bit, doing like Astonishing X-Men.
Yep.
Yeah,
like, I remember that. Marvel's awesome. He's so creative. And Whedon's like, I don't like to go to these retreats because every idea I come up with, Bendis had already came up with it. And it's like that South Park episode that's like Simpsons did it. And it's like Bendis already came up with it. It's like, why do I even want to work here?
That's pretty funny. Yeah, so they arrest this guy and they go to
like
take
how
him
he
to jail.
confesses and then asks for like a lawyer.
I would too. I'd be like, whatever.
No, just don't confess and then ask for a lawyer.
Yeah.
Why does he ask for a lawyer?
I don't know. He just says, now get me my lawyer at the end after he confesses everything. So I don't know.
That's not how this works.
But so they're arresting him. They're going to take him in. And then Trip Hammer blows through the roof and disintegrates Stevens just like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And Walker's like furious. And he's like, this isn't how we do things kind of deal. But Trip Hammer like escapes and then he leaves the country. So like we never see him again.
It's always strange to me that like whenever someone bursts through a roof or a ceiling, it's like a perfect circle. For some reason,
yeah, I would
like Trip Hammer, and then that dude from like the front or in the beginning. Circle. It's like just like this perfect circle. Like it's not like unless he like had some sort of beam or something.
The 360, the golden rule, and
you
can have it
reminds
presented
me
that
of when
way.
people would get through like a window and they would like scratch the window and then like hit it.
Yeah,
and it would like be a perfect circle. That's what I imagine he did with the roof here.
This is just like Catwoman. Yeah.
But I really like when he's flying in and when he's flying away, the panel's just completely white.
Yeah,
because like it's supposed to be how bright his like jets.
I remember thinking that was very like a movie.
It was, yeah.
I was like, wow, this would be a cool ending to a movie.
I was like, is a nuke going off? Like, what's happening?
It is a really bizarre thing to happen because it's like, it's bizarre, but it's like, what is Trip Hammer?
Because he like neutralize, like he like disintegrates him.
Yeah, he like turns into Skull and like there's no trace of him basically, and it's like, what's his deal with this? So that's
Case
a really
closed.
Yeah, basically. And so after all that, Walker talks to Callista, and Callista like kind of goes weird for a little bit because she talks about a dream that she has where she rambled about someone talking to her about like the words on the wall and how she like knows Walker and stuff like that. And it ends with like the city memorial of Retro Girl. And I guess in that way, like Stevens, who killed her, was kind of right because he kind of does like cement her legacy, which is kind of dark.
We never even learn about her.
Yeah, well,
we just read about her.
We do read about her, but the city's like, oh no, Retro Girl.
We never read any stories of her heroism or anything. She's just a hero. She's dead. We're concerned about it. Here is the case.
Well, they talk about how she's kind of just always been around. She's kind of like Walker in that aspect. Like she's been around for like 100 years or something like that.
Beloved.
Yeah. So I guess she wouldn't necessarily get like old or anything, but
yeah, if she's been around 100 years, you'd think that he wouldn't
worry
about her getting old.
So Trip Hammer basically just didn't want what's his name to be famous, you know, because it's like what he wanted.
Oh, true.
And so I kind of like that, and I kind of get it.
I agree.
I'm assuming Trip Hammer probably had some unresolved feelings about like Retro Girl since they were an item prior.
True.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
I
That's the
didn't want
trade.
to see her dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the trade. And let's get into our next segment, Back Matter Matters.
Back matter matters.
This is the segment where we talk about the back matter. And there's a hell of a lot.
Yeah, it's like
in
half
this one.
of the trade.
Yeah, half of it is. So it starts off with like a comic shop news strip, which is when they were first fleshing out the idea of powers, they would like get news strips and put them in like comic shops, I guess.
Let me see that.
And there's like, I don't know, 8 pages total
Yeah.
that Oeming would draw, Bendis would color, and they would like put it as like promotional stuff in like the comic shops.
Put them in like magazines or something.
Yeah.
There used to be that weekly paper, the Comic Shop News.
I think. Oh yeah. Okay. So
Like
that's
a
probably what it
newsprint
was.
Thing.
Yeah, the Powers comic shop news strips is what he said. So that must be part of that, which is pretty sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they're trying to generate hype. There's the issue 1 full script, which would be bizarre to see all of the different dialogue and stuff. But even he was like, if you're trying to learn how to write comics, don't do it like this.
Yeah, I wonder what that is. I mean, is that a typewriter? It had to have been a word processing machine.
You can pick like this font in Word.
mean,
Yeah, you can.
You'd
yeah.
go crazy.
He probably just likes.
The way it looks.
Yeah, he
the
probably had like a
courier
mechanical
font.
keyboard too to make it feel like a typewriter.
Old
Typewriter.
style. Yeah, it makes a noise.
Yeah,
Click, 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 click.
It's just like this is like one page, dude.
I know it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's insane.
Imagine receiving that and then being like, all right, give me some thumbnails.
Yeah, like fuck, I have to like make room for all this
Yeah,
shit.
whoever Oeming has to like figure out how to fit all those word balloons on the page and stuff. It must have been a nightmare, honestly.
Well, they make it look easy.
Yeah, they do. There's the Powers sketchbook, which is where Oeming kind of is figuring out like Walker's character and stuff.
I'm glad they didn't go with like that huge chin.
Yeah, the chin was like pretty unbelievably huge
Yeah, that's a little
at first.
gimmicky.
So
Chest is good.
yeah, and I like his like shoulders like really broad, and you can tell.
Yeah, dude, he's huge.
Yeah, so I think they ended up designing him really well. There's also
Some
one.
of the covers that you had, he kind of has like a little bit more of a chin than he does in the actual book, but
Yeah, we get some early designs of Dina. And they were really trying to figure her out, like her hair and like her outfits and everything.
See.
So they were really trying to figure out like, is she gonna look more like a cocktail waitress or something?
Yeah, I like the short blonde. It's fitting.
Yeah, the
the
short-
one on the right, no good.
They were gonna make her like a brunette, and they were like, nah.
I think the suit one could have worked too.
I always liked her.
Mhm.
She was never annoying.
No,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
like I think she's the character that we.
I don't know how
technically-
far you guys are gonna get into the comic.
Just the first trade.
That's it. Never read it again.
I mean,
I would definitely read past it.
I mean, like
I mean,
a
if I
comic book.
I think if I find
there's
a
a lot
Powers
of
trade out there, I'll pick it up.
ebb and flows.
Mhm.
Some people get power, some people don't.
Yeah.
Some early Callista designs, and then just like all the heroes. So we get
the
like
pigtails
Retro
were a
Girl.
good move because like with the hair down, it just looks like a little person.
Yeah, no, I
Well,
agree.
that adds youth to it for sure.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Does she have a shirt that just has the number 8 on it? What is that?
I don't know, maybe.
Early Retro Girl designs, and they were like, "This is the most important character design," and I'm like, "Is it?" Because like she's in
Just
one
wearing
panel.
a skirt, right?
Yeah, well, they wanted to make sure that
Goggles, blonde hair, stripy.
Yeah, they wanted to make it so that like
That looks funny.
she was supposed to come off as like America's sweetheart or
Yeah.
or something. So, but they had a couple different designs. There's one where she has
Yeah,
like
she's
glasses
like the
on.
boy Starlight, you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
Some Trip Hammer designs. So it seems like they got that pretty good right off the bat. Yep. Here's the diamond designs for our boy Walker.
I forgot that was his name. That's dumb. I mean,
I agree. Like, why? Like,
it's just be called Walker. That'd be cool.
yeah, that would be kind of cool. So, yeah, why diamond? That seems strange.
I guess because he's like, strong as a diamond.
Yeah. And they talk about like every noir story is supposed to have like a city that's, also like a character or whatever. So I didn't necessarily ever think like this is a very iconic noir city, It just
Yeah.
seemed like a city.
It's just a place
Yes.
that they're at.
So,
The art is fun.
Yeah,
I mean, even when there's like blood and violence and even like graphic wording, the art almost looks cartoony still.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, it is. It's very fun.
I mean, Invincible is kind of like that too. It's like I don't mind all this blood. It's not horrid.
No.
It's fun.
Yeah, they get real dramatic with it too.
Yeah, I think he kind of gets comfortable, and then it starts to be like, wow, this is brutal kind of
Yeah.
thing. Because
Just blood all over the page.
just when like the dimensions just start to get more and more lifelike, then I'm like, wow, that guy really got ripped in half. Kind of thing.
And then we see the cover gallery, but Mike brought his own cover gallery. Like we
Oh,
we
there you
already
go.
see all
We
this.
don't need this.
We get the black and whites though, so that's a little bit extra. But yeah, the rest of it I think is just color or covers, and then they talk about
Is it just one cover, or is there like more than one for each one?
there's like more than one, some variants I think.
They always do that.
You probably have all
grab.
of the.
And then
Back then, I think it was only $1.
Number 4 says it's $2.95.
When I was a kid, I
That's
remember
like Saga
75
price.
cents was a price for a locked price forever too.
yeah,
No, $2.95. Damn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think
you
Invincible
were rich.
was a $3. Yeah, I remember I would brag like,
Money
I
bags.
collect over 30 titles.
oh my god,
I don't even.
I
Keep,
probably do that.
I don't even keep track of what I collect.
Yeah,
just,
I
like,
know.
I did work at a comic shop
You did?
for about 2 years. It was great.
Really?
That sounds sick.
I didn't know that.
Yep. It was during the time when Death of Superman happened,
Wow,
so I got a bunch of those.
that was like a pretty popular one for sure.
And then,
88, 89-ish
Mm-hmm.
years.
That one like made news and stuff.
oh yeah,
Like I remember like
It was the
seeing
only
that somewhere.
time we had like people lined up out the door.
Oh yeah, I bet. And this is probably the best part of the back matter. They have all the cameos, and they show like the heroes and the villains and who like wrote them and stuff. So
Oh, let me see that.
yeah, show that to them. I mean, there's a bunch of Mike Allred, but there's like Jim Valentino,
Dude, I totally knew about this.
Jim Kruger's on there, a bunch of Oeming ones, obviously.
Yep.
Paul Jenkins, Judd.
The Madman.
Yep, I like the Slug from Mike Allred. That
yeah.
that
He's
was
like
the purple
this
one.
guy's just called Slug.
Steve Lieber is on there.
Oh, I didn't even know Shadowhawk was there. That comic sucked anyway, though. I'm sorry. Jim Valentino was one guy that did not fit in that Marvel or Image batch.
And then the
Oh,
the page behind it has the villains as well. So we see like some David Mack in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Ed
That's
Brubaker.
awesome.
Yeah, I did X Factor or whatever.
Some of these
X-Ray.
guys I don't
X-Ray.
know though.
I think some of
I'd
them
have
were
to
made.
see like their other characters.
I think they were made like some of them were original characters, but made for like just this sequence, and they still own the property for that character made for the sequence, which is a little bit weird, but
It's
Oh, well.
just in case, probably.
yeah,
I bet Ben just thought he was on to something huge.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think this is one of the things I enjoy the most from him.
hmm
But Nathan, what would you rate this book?
Oh yes, we have a rating system where we rate it to food. But it's like the fun sizes of food. So like it, love it, gotta have it from Cold Stone, so gotta have it's like this is a really good book, kind of deal, or maybe a Trenta from
like that.
Starbucks.
We do the 3-finger box combo or Caniac combo a lot.
Yeah,
from
I think
Cane's.
I'll rate this one a venti for sure, and I say that because you have to stay up for a long time to read this book if you're gonna read it. Like you have to really have your focus there because there's a lot of dialogue, you know.
Sure.
But
I'd
I still
agree.
enjoy the book a lot, so
Okay.
I relate it to coffee so that you can have the attention span for it. But I really like this book a lot.
I even read this like super fucking tired,
Yeah.
like last night, and so it still kept me like going just because I don't know. I like the characters and the style of it. So
You read it in one night?
No. I read it over a couple nights, but like I was
Oh.
reading it like last night, super late,
Mhm.
and I just like kind of kept going. So I'm not coffee. I would say like a love it, definitely.
I gotta have it bold.
Not a gotta have it. Love it's just right.
It's
Okay.
gotta
'Cause-
have it higher than Love It.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with
It-
that.
Okay. Oh
You-
wow.
You would agree with Cold Stones?
I like it. I like it a lot. Love it, but I don't know if I could live without it.
That's very honest.
Yeah,
I
there's
that.
maybe it's like of its time or of
I feel like it holds
Bendis'
up.
career kind of thing. Yeah, it holds up really well, but there are things I'm like, meh.
Okay.
Dude, did you notice that like things kind of got lost in the
In the spine.
spine?
Fucking annoying.
I had to like fucking break this shit open
That's
to read
not-
what.
I mean, that's just printing. And
yeah,
shit.
it must be just shitty.
So
printing
not just
job.
that, but like
I feel like I wanted to rip the spine in half just to like be able to read it.
Made me get sick of him when he had a Daredevil run.
I thought you liked his Daredevil run.
I liked it. I liked it a lot, and then I hated it. And I
Ah.
stopped reading. I was like, it just ended so, it was dumb. And I was like, a person was possessed and like puked out this demon that was in them, and I'm like, this is where he's taking Daredevil.
That seems odd.
Like,
Yeah.
Sounds
the
very
gritty
Hellblazer.
Daredevil of Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
This was just like so bad. I hated it.
Do you have like a favorite comic, favorite Marvel comic, favorite DC comic kind of deal?
Yeah, because we do a lot of we'll do an independent week,
Favorite.
a DC, and a Marvel week.
Yeah. Oh, what's this week then?
So independent.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I have to say what's my favorite.
I mean, if you
independent
have them, just
comic?
a general question, like what comes to mind independently published?
We'll probably
Is it
do-
Oh
Invincible?
gosh, almost everything. Did you guys ever read a comic called Gregory?
No.
Right,
Oh,
no,
that was
no.
good. That was a little boy. Mostly trades, like 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
That comes to mind immediately.
Into the mic.
Too Much Coffee Man. I love that.
Too much coffee, man.
Oh.
Tick.
I've heard.
Oh, Tick. That'd be a good one.
I met Tick, or Ben Enlin. Got a couple comics signed
That's
by
cool.
him. Yeah, he actually went on to become a director. He did like Serenity episodes and Firefly. Or Firefly, not Serenity, but
Okay, cool.
you know, old stuff. I would love you guys to hang out someday and look at some of my comics. I went
we
through
looked at
so
them
many
before.
boxes yesterday, and I'm like, wow, memory lane. Holy shit.
Dang. Is this Gregory?
Yeah, it's dope.
Oh, that's a DC comic.
Is it? It was from Piranha Press, so it was their offshoot thing, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, it says DC Comics, so I guess that's your DC one. That's pretty cool. Nice. Should we go into the poll list?
Yeah.
Pull in, shove it in your box.
Sounds good.
The pull is, what did you shove in your box?
What did you pick up this week?
Light week, but I was
Same.
able to find shit. So we got the Daredevil #1 from Chip Zdarsky.
Oh yeah,
His like
pick that up.
his next run on
Isn't
Daredevil.
Daredevil Electra now?
There is
Yes and no.
Okay.
There's like both.
There's 2 of them.
So there's that one. I got
I
8
thought
billion.
Electra was a scroll, or was it
That was in-
Spider-Woman?
That was in Secret Invasion. There was a scroll that was impersonating Elektra. Yeah.
You have that Daredevil here,
Yeah, the number
but
one.
not. Oh, you don't have to do it now, but I'd like to see it.
Yeah, it's over there.
It's
I'll show
great.
it to you.
Yeah. We had that writer on before, so
Ooh,
3 times.
even cooler.
3 times.
He's
yeah.
writing Batman.
Have you heard
now,
of Sex
too.
Criminals? Probably not, huh? That's a great one.
Sex? No, not at all.
You should talk into the microphone.
Sorry,
It's okay.
not used
What
to
else did you pick up?
Also got 8 Billion Genies #3.
Yep.
That's a book where everyone in the world gets one wish, and
It just what happens.
it just goes bananas.
It does. It's really fun.
This guy, Charles Soule, is writing it. It's like his create your own book.
Oh, cool.
Pretty good so far. We got The Mandalorian #1.
Yeah.
I was like, so it seems like based on the covers, it might be like a prequel kind of thing,
I have no idea.
but I haven't read it. No,
I have like no idea what like. I don't know anybody that's like a part of it or what it's like even about really. So I'm
Yeah.
interested to see what that is.
So-
it's still Marvel, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I got
course.
I got the action figure variant. Your favorite.
I hate those.
They're so sick.
They're so dumb.
I like those.
Yeah,
I
know,
think they're dumb.
So he's got like the older uniform, not the Beskar armor. So I think it might be prequel kind of stuff.
It must be. Yeah.
Yeah, with like the brown and shit in there.
That's cool. I didn't know they had a. I liked all the Star Wars comics they've done as of late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a couple bangers.
They're doing good.
You should read Darth Vader. I think that one you'd
I
probably
think
like.
I have the first series
Okay. Nice.
when they introduced Dr. Alfra and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
That's like Kieran Gillen one. This was like after that, this run.
Hmm.
So I like this one much more than that one. But I got a couple back issues of Saga. I got like 25 and 26.
Wow.
That was the earliest one that Ash Avenue had. And
Did you read Saga, Mike?
No, but it looked interesting.
Oh yeah. It's
Very artistic.
Brian
I
K.
remember
Vaughan.
seeing those. Yeah,
yeah.
those covers looked awesome.
Yeah. That's a very consistently.
If you ever
Incredible
happen to
book.
get
Look
back
deep.
into it, I think that into reading more, I think that'd be something that
I think that one should be the one.
that's like something that I think like everyone should read, especially if they're like getting into comics.
Mm.
So, and then I got Clementine.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
That's
so-
incredible.
This is a character that was in like the Walking Dead video games.
Okay.
And they made like a YA comic book.
Yeah.
What's
about it.
Robert Kirkman doing these days?
Firepower.
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's basically just
What
like
was that? Kill.
die.
Oh, whatever. same thing.
Close.
Was that good? I didn't even. I got through like the first. I don't even think I got through the first issue.
It's fine. I like read it for a bit and then dropped off of it.
He's
Well, this
still
looks
doing
cool. The art looks great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nathan loved it.
It's honestly, it made me cry. So there's something. I don't really do that a whole lot. But
That's not what Sophia says.
it's a very I don't know, it's a very emotionally driven book, and it's just like about this young girl, and she like recently had her leg amputated, and she's living through like by herself like the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
So
she's got this like peg leg and she like stabs zombies in the face with it. It's pretty sick.
yeah, but she's very vulnerable. So that's
Oh,
awesome. Yeah, you should read that like ASAP, and we'll talk about it.
Tell
But
me what to do.
I will.
You haven't read it, but you have.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I bought it based off his recommendation.
I was really excited for it. So
And yeah, what else? What'd you get?
I got all those, and then in addition to that, I got Punisher #4
Right.
came out, and I'm pretty excited about that. But that's
Why?
the only
Who's
additional
doing
thing.
Punisher?
Jason Aaron, have you heard of him?
Yeah.
He's
I've
on
always liked Punisher stories, especially like the small ones.
yeah.
Like the holiday ones or whatever.
Oh,
I usually think that's how they really captured a character in those.
you ever read the
Long runs kind of make him lame.
Well, you're a big Punisher guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I got into Warzone, and I think I have like some of the early episodes. I think I have some signed by Jim Lee. He used to do Warzone a long time ago.
That's crazy.
Or War Journal. Sorry. It
oh
was-
yeah, War
right,
Journal.
right.
Is that the Ennis one?
No.
Oh, he just did like Punisher Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he did another one. I think.
Which that was not good.
Yeah.
You didn't like that?
No.
A lot of people think that's like the best Punisher run.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like him being in like a harder version of him for sure.
That's cool.
But I didn't like the first thing they did with that was like Dark Suns or something like that, and they made him like
Night Suns?
or something like that. They made him be like evil, and it was stupid.
Well, this one, it might sound like a little gimmicky to you, but I'm enjoying it so far. But he is the leader of the Hand,
Okay.
the ninjas. So he's like teaching ninjas how to be like killers, and they like worship him because he's like one of the best killers that they've ever seen. And so, and the reason that he's going for it is because
This is like in Hell's Kitchen.
yes, and the only reason that Frank Castle's going for it is because they think that they could revive his dead wife because they have. The,
Just the wife, not the kids.
I think the kids come later. I
We
think
can
it's part of
adopt
the
them.
negotiation. It's kind of like pay half up front kind of deal.
This guy, let it go, Frank.
It happened. Just let it go. But I think it's great. It's got Paul Zaceta on it, who did like Outcasts.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
He's
that the
fucking
artist?
awesome. Yeah, the
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah, I have those too.
Yeah, so I think it's really fun.
That was a comic I got sick of as well.
Yeah, it's very
Did
repetitive.
you guys watch the show?
Yeah.
The show was just as annoying as the comic. The priest guy was super annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's much more annoying in the show. I thought it was a well done show considering it, but it was so weird that it was like the comic was coming out like almost at the same pace as the TV
Yeah.
show.
They
to
Game
where,
of
like,
Thrones it.
Kind of, but like I was like almost getting mixed up on like what happened in the comic and what happened in the show.
yeah, I thought the show was very verbatim. I'm like,
'Cause, like,
wow.
Yeah, and like the artwork was like so good that like I thought just how mixed that made it worse, like how mixed up I got. But yeah, it was just super weird, like the timing of that. And now I don't even know how you can watch it because I don't know how season 2 came out. I think it was on like FX for a little or XX.
That's not good.
Another thing when they change platforms.
Yeah, it throws a lot of
I
people
think it
off.
went to like ABC or something. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
happened. Like I saw a commercial, but that's cool. Did you read anything new?
I only read the new Daredevil that came out.
Good stuff.
It bangs. It's a little confusing
Bangs.
if you don't know what happened in Devil's Reign.
Do you know what happens in Devil's Reign?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I read Starhenge #1, the Liam Sharp book. It's
Oh, right.
he did everything.
Wow, that guy's still around?
You know Liam Sharp?
Yeah, he's from the UK.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
He's
He's great. He used to do like Deathlock and stuff.
Yes.
A long time ago.
Yeah. He do you ever read Death's Head?
was that part of that stuff. But
It was like it was a Marvel
long
thing,
time
but
ago.
yeah, he did that for a little bit. He did some Hulk.
I would love to dig up some stuff for you guys. I'd be happy to give it to you.
Yeah, and
I wanted to give you guys this.
I'd love to see some death.
This
What
is
is
a
that?
funny thing.
Hammer of the Gods.
So this is Michael Avon Oeming's own comic. It's about Thor and stuff.
I've heard of this. Yeah,
So it was Hammer of the Gods.
That's cool.
Wait, let me
1
see-
through
let me see the
4
cover.
series.
That's awesome.
And
this
he's
is
holding in
great.
his hand number 5.
He did like a couple
And if you
different.
read the cover, it says 5 of 4.
So he just did one more.
So, well, I would say poor planning on scripture.
He's like,
and making-
shit, we need another
like,
one.
we gotta fit another book into here. So
I like how they
it's
kept it
kind of
as 5
funny.
before.
You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
So you guys can fight over that. They're not signed or anything, but
That's awesome.
For sure.
I love it.
I didn't think I should come here empty-handed.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No one else gives us comics when they come on.
I know, what the fuck?
Give you grief.
It should start be requirement now.
Yeah. Give us one comic.
I read the new Chainsaw Man chapter. It came out. It's pretty sick.
The what?
It's a manga called Chainsaw Man.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah. Yep. You sure did.
Have you shown him a picture of it? I think the way he looks is like the most important part, but it's like insanely brutal.
Is there a figure for him out yet? Because
there's
I would
probably
love
is.
to see that.
So he's got chainsaw coming out of his face and his hands. He can also do his feet too.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, it's so dumb, but
That
it
seems
so
like
much
something that would
fun.
come
I
out in
like
the
the,
90s.
The art's good. The background's cool. I don't know, is that Japanese?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, it's all written and drawn by one guy.
That's awesome.
Seems like a 90s comic that Mike would have read.
Yep.
Probably, yeah. It's a lot of fun. The newest chapter came out on like Tuesday or whatever,
Nice.
and so it's sick. It's setting up like a new villain and shit. It's the best. I know like one person who's like caught up on it, and I knew would read it.
It's always nice to have that.
I'm like, thank God, I don't just sit with this knowledge, you know.
Did you have a lot of comic book friends, Mike? Because we struggle, and it's part of the reason why we did this.
We have each other.
Yeah.
No, I mean my brother was always there and always read and was good, but in my group of friends, they would only get the popular things like the Image number ones and so on. I've gone to many Comic Cons by myself, Chicago Comic Con and San Diego by myself, but no, it's a isolated hobby for the most part.
Yeah. I made Daniel get into comics, basically. So,
Yeah,
It's a
dude.
brother thing for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it helps.
I can see that.
You guys can relate, and it's weird when you buy the same issues, but you know.
Yeah, we
weird.
used to be super different on the shit we were buying, but now it's kind of started to link
kinda
up.
blended
because
together,
we were
yeah.
just telling
Yeah.
each other what's coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and so.
That's cool.
But cool. Have you read anything lately? Watched anything lately that?
Yeah, what
Watch
shows you
stuff
watching?
all the time? Yeah, we watch.
kind of
just
shows?
Finished Boys.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're caught up on the boys.
Yep, that
Sick,
was
sick.
great.
We can talk about that, but
I
what else?
actually like that more than the comic, which is rare.
Yeah, that's not
The way they filmed that, and
That seems to be the.
the general consensus. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like seeing like the source material, you know, and it just like moves a bit slower, which I kind of like.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching Umbrella Academy now.
Nice.
Yep.
but
I'm
only
a
the
couple
first
episodes.
episode, so
Did you watch? So you watched the first
yeah,
episode?
yeah.
I like that dance sequence in the beginning.
Yeah, I was like, wow, they're really going with this, and it just keeps going and going. I'm like, this is very like Peacemaker. I
Yeah.
don't know if this is the thing that's happening now.
It was very funny to me.
I mean, I
like-
got a problem with like Marvel is like constantly filled with like the women heroes and the children heroes. And
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you guys are overdoing it now, and now everyone's got a dance sequence.
yeah.
So, but
I liked.
I just hope they don't overdo it. That's
Yeah.
all.
The only other person that I know that watches Umbrella Academy like binged all season 3, and he seemed to like it a lot. So
Uh-huh.
I'm excited.
You already
for that.
finished it?
You finished it,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
I'm only like 4 episodes in, so
Same.
Yeah, we pace. I watch with my wife, and we pace ourselves like 1 or 2 a week. But
it's probably good.
I really love Boys. I thought that was great.
I thought you guys didn't like it at first.
No,
and
no,
so-
I liked it. Right, I didn't like the cartoon that much. The first episode was lame. The
Of Diabolical?
Yeah.
Oh, the first one was great. It felt like Looney
first
Tunes,
episode?
the
Yeah,
Looney Tunes
yeah.
looking one.
Oh
With the
yeah,
baby.
I like that one.
That one's one of the stronger
Okay, it
ones for
looked
me.
cute. I thought the last one was one of the better ones.
Yeah,
What was the last one?
Homelander's
Yeah.
like sort of origin kind of.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I liked the anime looking one where like it's the old couple and the wife has like cancer and
I fell asleep during that one.
Yeah, I think I did too.
that one's written by Andy Samberg, which is interesting.
I remember.
Lullaby.
I like the one that had Michael Cera in it.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
Oh, I
that
didn't
one,
know that. I
Yeah,
like
he was
how-
like that guy that was like going crazy, and then he flew
flies
through a guy.
Yeah.
I thought
smashed
the
into a
Thor
wall.
movie was great. Did you guys like it?
Which one?
Thor.
we should talk about Thor.
Or four? Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know if you guys saw it.
For
yet.
Thor.
Yeah, we did.
What did you think, Daniel?
Nathan, I loved it. Did you love it?
This was not my favorite movie.
Really? What do you
No.
rate it out of like 10?
Weird.
Like 7.
That's a pretty
Sarah
high
gave it like a
rating.
6. I gave it like an 8. Right?
That's a high rating. No, 7's pretty good.
Yeah,
And
6.5,
Sarah, I
7.
believe that. She doesn't really like superheroes.
Yeah.
She thinks it's stupid.
Well, first,
she's watched
Is
like.
that Scotty Young? That's cool.
Yeah, you like it?
Oh yeah,
It's cable.
love it. Oh yeah, but
yeah, I have you heard of like that Thor story? That one's by Jason Aaron, the one that comic's based off of.
no.
If you were to ever,
I know those people and stuff. Like I like the what was it, Eternity and
Yeah.
Human,
Eternity.
or the Tribunal.
Yeah, that's crazy that they brought in Eternity.
That was,
I was-
cool.
I was
that
very
was a really
surprised by
cool
that.
looking
I did
way they
enjoy
did
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if
they
you
didn't
were
make it too confusing or anything.
if you were to like come to me and be like, "What's a Marvel comic I should read?" I would probably give you like that run of Thor.
Oh, really?
Above all else, like that's probably
Marvel.
yeah.
For DC, it would be when you were talking about Mark Waid earlier. He wrote the best Superman, I thought.
And like,
Was it
Kingdom
like a s-
Come or
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Oh, before, it was just a Superman story.
Okay.
is that Superman Birthright?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah,
I think so.
I bought that because you told me about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll have to
but-
take a look at that.
I remember always liking that.
But anyway, like the Thor: Love and Thunder was based off of that comic. I love it a
Really?
lot. It's like definitely the best thing Marvel's
So there
come out
is
with.
a little girl, like a daughter or whatever.
They
That's-
put that in there.
That's like Chris Hemsworth's like actual daughter.
Yeah, I
apparently.
heard that.
But anyway,
Well,
I
yeah.
think Gore is great. I think
I thought he did a good job.
I think
it's
so
kick-ass.
too. I mean, I missed like the first 2 minutes of the movie. I think 1 or 2 minutes.
I
'cause
miss
got
his
there late.
acting like that.
But it seemed like he kind of changed his accent, like based on like each scene. It seemed like he was kind of changing his
Demeanor a
almost.
little
Not
bit. Not
necessarily
necessarily accent, but
'Cause,
yeah,
like-
it was a little all over the place. I saw a little bit of Voldemort, a little bit of Joker here and there. A little
It
bit
seemed
of,
like he was just.
I even
bouncing-
heard like the Batman voice a little bit. You know,
It
I'm
seemed like he was bouncing around just different Jokers, and I'm like, it's funny because that guy played Batman, obviously, but yeah, it seemed like he was like a little bit of Heath, a little bit of Jared Leto kind of Joker,
I think it'll kind of settle in after a rewatch or something.
maybe.
Just
But
because like you can't expect him to be just like brooding all the time. You know.
yeah, but the main thing that irked me about it is that it seemed like the pacing of it was really off.
You got to
me.
keep it under like 2 hours.
It did seem
Like
fast,
Marvel
though.
keep
It seemed
them to
like really fast, and it like all of the elements of like a good Thor story were there, but it was like a very brittle like skeleton to me, and it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of meat for me to like sink my teeth into too much.
Yep, there was a little rushed, which sucks, but
So that's like what threw me off about it, and a lot of the the comedic parts of it didn't get to me either.
not like everything land. I'll admit that. And then
Like
like
the screaming goats,
thing,
like get out of here.
that
Like,
was kind
Oh,
of.
I liked them.
I liked
thought that
it.
was hilarious.
I liked it the first like 3 times.
first time
Oh
maybe.
yeah, I guess.
First time maybe. Like I get the joke. It's a good meme.
Like
I'll
when they
even
ran
say.
into that moon, that was funny.
Oh.
Or when they go through the Bifrost and
It,
they're
like, hits it
screaming.
right
That makes
away.
sense.
Every
That's what I would
time
do.
after the first time, I'm like, how many times are they gonna do this? It's insane.
But,
I love I loved Omnipotent City.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty cool, and like I love how all the gods were like assholes, and like that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
That makes
and
sense.
And in that sense, I'm like
Thunderbolt was awesome.
Gore's not too unhinged for this goal, you know.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So he's a good
It was
villain.
like Killmonger and
Yeah, I think he's up
Black
there.
Panther. Like I see this guy's perspective.
Yeah, like if he went through with his
I don't think
decision,
he's
I'd
exactly
be like,
wrong.
yeah, exactly. I think that's what makes him a good villain. But I do enjoy that Jane Foster using Mjolnir, and like
I thought that was cool.
the Mjolnir could like shatter and go to a bunch of different
sounded
pieces.
awesome.
That was fucking sick.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And I like just Thor getting jealous of like
And his
Jane
other
and
hammer,
Mjolnir and his
or
other hammer. I think
thing.
that's a good bit.
What's it
you
called?
know.
Stormbreaker.
something?
Stormbreaker.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of good elements. I like Thor's new outfit
I
as well.
wanted to see the Guardians of the Galaxy again, though. I thought we were gonna. Maybe rendezvous later or
That's
something.
one of the parts that seemed rushed to me. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm part of the Guardians, but get out.
It's
Yeah.
just kind of like a stepping off point from where he was, like in like the last movie and shit.
Yeah,
and I think
it just seems like they would have done more if they were gonna put him with the
having
Guardians.
all those people together.
I think it was just showing like the power dynamic between the two of them and how like they literally cannot help with this god butcher shit.
Yeah.
So I think it was like, oh, he's clearly overpowered for what they're doing.
Does that character? He's an alien or is he human?
He's alien, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like he needed like his gods, and his gods were not.
I thought
there
we were
for
gonna
him.
like see something like a Beta Ray Bill or some kind of
That would have
fantastic
been.
character.
I would have rated this 10 out of 10 if I saw
Or
Beta
the
Ray Bill.
frog or something.
That's an easy get for me.
I don't know. Maybe the next one, like he'll be in it. If
He's
there's-
got to come up at some
Well,
point.
there's gonna be.
He was in
Hercules.
Hercules, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Dude,
I did
Beta
not
Ray
expect
Bill.
that.
There's
Now,
a really good Beta Ray Bill series, actually.
Did you notice who
Oh, yeah.
Hercules was? Roy
fucking
Kent.
Ray Kent.
Fucking Roy Kent.
Ray
Who's
Kent.
that?
Roy. Yeah.
Kent.
I said Ray.
You have
Who's
a
that?
shirt.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, I'm wearing it. I'm not like looking at it.
Yeah. There's a character in Ted Lasso, the actor who plays Hercules.
You should watch
he's
that
Roy
show. It's
Kent.
good.
It's a great show.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's hilarious.
And so he's like this like brooding like kind of dickhead. He's like a kind of a washed up or not like he's like someone on his way out.
Perfect. He looks great. I mean,
Yeah, he
wow.
looks sick. He's like a soccer player that's like on his way out, but
Oh,
he's
okay,
still on the
gotcha.
team kind of thing. And so
Nice.
he's just grumpy. But yeah, I just was really happy to see that, and I'm like, only Mike knows what I'm feeling right now. I'm like, that's fucking Roy Kent. Sarah knew because she watched it with me, but anyway,
Yeah.
that was exciting. Cool getting him in there. I don't think Hercules is really that important, but
I
why
don't think
not?
people
Yeah.
will be like, oh my god, Hercules, but maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think did Marvel like write him to be gay now or something?
in
maybe.
in the books.
Comics.
Yeah, in the
I have no
comics,
fucking clue.
like-
There's no Hercules.
Kind of was
series.
dressed that way, going that direction anyway. So
He's got the
Sure.
skirt and whatnot.
I thought he was a West Coast Avenger.
Probably.
He may have been, yeah.
I
got a
liked
bunch
how
of
there
those.
was another Matt Damon
Yeah,
cameo.
that
And
was
Melissa
hilarious.
McCarthy was in it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was really funny.
And then I think like the Hemsworth brother,
Yeah,
like
he's
the
in
older
it.
one was
Yeah.
playing him. That's hilarious. That
I
shit-
know it was,
was all
Sam Neill from Jurassic Park was.
Oh yeah,
Odin.
he was in Hunt for the Wilder People, which
Yeah.
was another movie by Taika Waititi.
Was he
What
playing
is it
Odin?
called?
Hunt for the Wilder People?
Oh, I
Yeah,
never heard of that.
it was Taika
Probably like
Waititi's
it.
movie before like
Before
Thor
Thor's.
and things like that.
Have you guys watched What We Do in the Shadows?
I didn't
The
watch
movie?
the show. I watched the movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's fun.
The show's great.
Is it? That's
Yeah.
what I hear. I think I need to get into that.
I liked that scene with Gore where they were in like the shadow realm or whatever,
Yeah.
and it was all like black and white, and he's like got them all tied up and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that was a good representation of his power.
that was good
Yeah, it was
filming
great.
too. They had like a whole monochromatic thing going
Yeah,
on there,
and then
the
there's like
red
a
with-
little bit of color, like
Uh-huh.
when they would use like Mjolnir and stuff. I was
Yeah,
like, this is pretty
that was
clever
really
then.
cool.
I like the monsters on that sequence. Like they're just huge. I'm like, how the
Yeah.
fuck are they gonna get out of
Yeah, you
this?
see
the
like
berserkers.
don't we see like celestial beings in there too?
Oh,
Or
like in the
falling
clouds or something?
Yeah,
I
I,
don't
remember
know.
seeing like the head with the
The
Socketed eye
the
thing.
domino
Yeah.
face. He was there at some point.
There's like
Was it
some
in
Marvel nerd out there
Omnipotence?
that's
Yeah,
gonna
when they-
analyze everything on
When they
there.
left, I saw
In
them.
Omnipotent City, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that Eternity was great.
Yeah. So
It's not exactly what I know Eternity as, but it was still cool to see it.
did you see his toes?
Yeah, I was like, look at the little toes that cut out.
Oh, I
Gave
did
him-
not.
Dude, you see some fucking piggies from Eternity, and it's really
Did we see the Watcher in a live action thing yet?
what if?
In what? Not live action, no.
Oh, not live action.
Well,
no.
yeah, because at the end of Guardians 2, there's like a
Oh, there are Watchers.
there's
yeah.
like 3 Watchers,
Okay.
and then like Stan Lee was there. It was a cameo thing.
Yeah,
They didn't talk or anything.
but they look pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if they
I
actually
always,
use
in a weird
him
way,
in
like
anything.
that character. I don't know why. He didn't-
Me too. It's
Yeah,
just
I
so
think.
weird. It's cool to see him like come up to, and you're like, oh
The
shit.
Watcher
This
who
is
does
messed up.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll actually show up in
That's
anything in the
called
future.
voyeurism.
hmm
Um,
But overall, yeah, I think mainly all the stuff was there, but I wish there was maybe a little bit more of like
Time to
Jane
breathe.
Foster and like Thor having a loving
More
relation.
revolved around her.
I,
Well, like-
I really thought that this was going to be like a handing off point for her to be like Thor from now on.
No,
Oh,
she's just dead,
really?
and then they're like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just cut it off. Be like, hey, I'll do this one, but that's it.
I
Like,
did not
you gotta
expect
kill
the
me off.
cancer thing at all.
Well, that's like what happens.
We will see her again, though. I mean, why bother do the Valhalla garbage if we're not going
Heimdall
to?
was in it. That was sick.
That was cool to
Yeah.
see Heimdall. I hope. Yeah, they'll probably find some way to bring her back and be like, oh, well, if you want to go back, you can just like flip the switch over here and go.
Don't
through the
they all
portal.
have the possibility of coming back to
it's
the
comic
mortal
books.
realm?
Technically.
It's comic books. She'll be back, but
Crossing the Rainbow Bridge of garbage.
yeah, I just wish there was a little bit more like gore stuff, maybe, or like more of their like relationship, because it felt a little bit rushed to be like, oh, we're awkward together, and then to like, okay, we're cool with each other, and then oh, I love you, Thor.
I think
In like the span of like what, a couple days.
I think the gore stuff will like kind of grow to be something that we really like. It's kind of like a Boba Fett kind of thing at first, where like there wasn't a lot of it, but we liked it because he looked cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then also, like a General Grievous, like he's just in one movie, but I think he's fucking sick. You know what I mean? So I think like you'll rewatch it, really like his parts, and then it's not like oversaturated or anything.
Maybe. I just
So-
expected. I think. I
think-
don't know. I feel like if they like added another 15 minutes, I would like this movie a lot more.
There was a scene that they cut out where it went from like his like tattoos that he had at the beginning
to the scars.
to the scars, where he like cuts that shit off himself.
That'd be cool.
I'm like, that sounds brutal.
What?
Like,
That would be great.
because
to
like
see.
remember it turns to all the scars and shit, and so there was actually a scene from that, but I guess they
Wow, that'd
said
be
that was a
cool.
little too brutal.
Yeah, like stuff like that. I think I would enjoy to see, because every time we see him, it's like necessary to see him to like push it forward, and there wasn't enough for him to like, I guess, show what he's been up to, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's like my thing, and
Oh, and they showed a lot
You
of the
didn't feel
panels.
fulfilled after watching it, and you're like,
no, it was just like I couldn't get past how, I guess, rushed it felt, kind of. So that's
had some good laughs.
some good ones. I mean, the only time I ever really laughed is when Stormbreaker was jealous, because I think that's a good bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I didn't really laugh too much, but visually, I liked Thor's new costumes.
Oh, I loved it, dude.
The one with like the folded cape, like shoulder. I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
get the
"That's sick."
fucking hot toy of that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh wow,
It's like
those are expensive.
yeah, but worth it. But anyway, you want to talk about the boys?
Yeah, let's
You
talk about
good
The
on
Boys.
time?
The boys. Oh yeah,
All right, cool.
I think your mom's over at my house.
How does that mean?
They're having like
Mom's in my place.
a girl.
That's
The girls are
I gotta-
hanging
I gotta
out
go
with
home to
my
your mom.
wife, so I better hurry home. That's funny. All the girls are having a happy hour. So,
They having their own podcast.
so I definitely don't want to. Yeah.
So
The Boys
Homelander goes to
boys.
visit Ryan here for some reason. You know, I don't know.
goes to visit Ryan.
Yeah, the kid
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Billy Butcher. He like
You guys are all
socks
caught up.
Huey. Yeah, we watched it.
yeah, we watched it. We're just I think it was a good
How
season
did he
finale.
find the kid?
He
Since that lady
found-
was
he ended up finding somebody, and
Leslie or whatever. Her name
No, it was
Ashley-
Victoria, wasn't it?
Victoria, the head popper.
Mhm.
She was like, let's work together. I have like this for you kind of deal. I do remember that. Yeah.
Right.
So he goes, gets her, and then
What's her deal, man?
pops heads.
Just wants to come to power, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Butcher like actually stops Huey from taking more.
Yeah.
V by just like socking him in a gas station.
Yeah, which I'm glad that happened, because that really irked me last episode when it seemed like he was just gonna like let him take more V.
Because like I think if he tried to talk to him and say
Wouldn't work.
like, "Hey, don't do this," he wouldn't. He would still take it.
It's very Butcher to just knock his ass out and leave him locked in the bathroom.
I don't
Yeah, worked great.
like you take the V and you assume the power of the power you were by last
No, it seemed like
think-
you just given a power and then you just
randomly, because it seemed like
Probably
he got
pretty
the
random.
power from the guy that was out in the woods that
Mind
Soldier Boy killed. Seemed like he got that power.
Who, Butcher?
No, Huey.
No, because
No.
he had that power before. When
Oh,
they were
okay.
in Russia,
Uh-huh.
they got him out of like that situation. That's where we first saw Huey use his power.
Uh-huh.
I think if Compound V works, you're only gonna get like whatever power you get, like an X-Men kind of deal. I
It's
guess
random.
It's just kind of random.
Okay.
Like, I
For
don't
some
think
reason, I
it's-
thought it was based on whomever you were by,
no, it's not like a Fantastic Four thing.
You
know?
like
Nah.
osmosisly absorbing.
Yeah, and then like if you have Compound V activated in you, you'll just get that power back kind of
Yeah.
deal. So
So it's a gamble. It's a crapshoot. You can have a terrible power.
I liked that.
Dude, I did not like that Homelander killed Black Noir.
Yeah, fuck that.
Sucked.
I feel like
He's the best character.
I heard a theory though.
I
that
liked
they're-
his origin. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That was
He's
great.
like was gonna go like confront like Homelander or whatever, and he's got his like cartoony boys like hyping him up, and he's like, "Yeah, you got this," and then he just like kills him. Yeah, which sucked.
Yeah, it was a little lackluster.
It makes sense.
I think that they're gonna just replace him though, like Daft Punk style kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's
What if
like a
they
theory I heard.
Yeah, but
Fill
they
the
actually
suit up.
replace him with Homelander's clone.
Yeah, that's
Which would be
what I
sick.
feel like they would do. So
I would love that.
Homelander's clone.
Oh, spoilers for the comics.
Oh,
but
yeah.
the whole time.
Gosh, I didn't know that.
Ashley, the CEO, was wearing a wig.
Oh yeah, she was like actually bald and pulling out
Yeah,
her hair.
that looks bad.
Sometimes I pull out my hair. I feel like
I
it
hate
would be
her.
like that. She's the worst.
I mean, she's great. Obviously,
She's a great actor.
If you hate her, she must be doing a good job.
Yeah, Soldier Boy, like kind of doesn't want to do like a father-son type deal. He's like, you just turned out to be a little bitch, and I was like,
I love
that's
that
sick.
because I had a feeling that they were gonna like, turn the wrong way, and I was like, "Fuck."
Have we
this is
ever
gonna be
seen
a
that
shit
guy
show.
before anywhere? Because
Supernatural?
is that where he's from?
Jensen Ackles.
I
Yeah.
like him.
He was on that for like
He's
20
totally
seasons.
likable.
He voice acted Red Hood in Under the Red Hood.
If you haven't watched Supernatural, maybe give it a shot. It's fun. I just
Yeah, my brother actually watches that. He said the same thing.
It's there's definitely some filler episodes, so you can like kind of look up which ones to skip, but it's a good show.
Yeah, he's a good actor too. I think he was a great Soldier Boy. Great
Oh, yeah, he
casting.
killed-
Yeah, I'd like
killed
to
it.
see that character come back.
Yeah, they kept him on ice,
Yeah.
but we'll get to that. So Homelander brought Ryan to that like whole
Negotiation
debacle to
thing,
try
yeah.
and get that thing going,
That was a smart move from him.
and then Ryan lasers like Soldier Boy,
That was kind of sick too.
and then
I like
pushes him away, and then like now everyone's just mad at everybody.
my favorite part of
Yeah.
that scene is when Huey is like debating taking Temp V because it seems like shit's hitting the fan, and he's
Yeah.
like, maybe I could save Starlight, but then he like was like, no, she'll be pissed at me kind of deal, or like it's not a good
Yeah.
idea, and so he just like figures things out the way Huey normally does, and he like turns up all the lights or whatever.
To make her
But
look
as a
stronger.
viewer, you don't know, and you're like, "What is he gonna do?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, he's gonna take it again. He's gonna.
I totally
his
thought he
brain's
was
gonna
going to
melt.
do it.
Yeah,
I thought he was
I
going
did
to zip
too.
in naked and zip out.
Yeah, which was it
He
was
like
a,
could have saved the day, but
even if he saved the day, he would have only saved Starlight.
Is
and
he
then Soldier
aware
Boy
that he
would've
could
gone crazy.
die?
yeah, they told
Okay,
him.
I didn't know.
Starlight told him.
Yeah, so Maeve is powerless now. Queen Maeve.
Yeah, so she tackles Soldier Boy out the window when he was like charging up, and then they just like explode.
He busts.
Yeah.
He busts, and
They probably should have both died.
but like, there's no reason for him to die. Like, it wouldn't make sense because of how invulnerable he is. Like, even if he fell from like a building, he'd like survive. You know?
Yeah.
He does those chest blasts all the time.
Well,
too,
then
so.
she should have died.
That's what I thought,
I
but I
mean,
kind of
no
like
offense
that
to
she
her,
gets
I
a happy
like her.
ending because she was doing something that she didn't need to do. Like she could have gotten out.
Oh yeah, she wasn't
And she
even
could've
like
left.
she didn't like any of those people.
No,
Yeah.
She wasn't friends with them.
which is why I think it was nice that she decided to help because she's like Homelander should be stopped kind of deal. She could have just left and like
it seems like in this universe they're like rewarding like good behavior. Like if you're a good person, like good things will happen to you. And so I think that's kind of what they're trying to display there.
yeah, I think so.
There's mostly shitty people, so mostly shitty things happen.
Yeah.
It's cool to see just Frenchie's goggles when he's like working
yeah,
out,
I
making
know.
that thing.
I was like, that's the Frenchie I know.
He's weird though. It's like those last few episodes, you really see the drug part of him. Like I didn't know he can concoct a drug bomb and do all this stuff.
Yeah,
I was
he's
like,
like-
before this, he's like a hopeless romantic, and
Well, that was kind
Yeah.
of his deal at like season 1. I remember like he
Yeah.
was making sort
well,
of
he
weird
was
concoctions and stuff.
They didn't know if he was going to be like on drugs or not, or
Yeah, but
dip
it
in
was
again.
it was brutal to see him like, I guess relapse or do a bunch of drugs, and then Kamiko, who's like
I
the
thought she
person
was
I
dead.
care about the most in this show is probably Kamiko, and she's like,
You
"What
do?
the fuck are you doing, Frenchie?" Yeah, she's the best.
Oh, Butcher's the best.
I saw a
Give me
TikTok.
a break.
Yeah, he's
Butcher
really fucking fun
sucks,
too.
But
But yeah, Kamiko, I'm just like, I just don't want anything bad to happen. When I like
she'll be fine now.
episode like 3 or 4 when we thought that she was gonna die, I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, dude.
I thought for sure.
I thought for sure too.
It just looks so obvious, you know.
Uh-huh.
So apparently, Ryan leaves with Homelander,
Oh yeah.
which is crazy. Butcher only has a couple months to live because of taking all the Temp V. Apparently,
Yeah, that
wrong with his
sucks.
head. And like for some reason, they added this bit where the Deep is just like binge eating. And I'm like, I so hope he gets fat. It'd be just kind of funny.
That would be funny.
That'd be kind of funny.
Because he's like super shredded. Like his arms look like insane.
Yeah, he's always been like.
I looked at him like the
pretty
entire
shredded.
time, like his arms.
That character is uncomfortable. It's so weird.
He's like hardly in the comics.
And then his
they
girlfriend's like so uncomfortable
And
too.
she writes in too deep. That's so funny.
That's a good title.
That's a good book.
wonderful.
So does Victoria become like the vice president or something?
Of what?
No. Of like she's like running. to
She's
be
running
vice
alongside Singer.
Okay, Bobby
For
Singer.
president of America.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not just for
Because she was a
ball.
congresswoman already, so it's
Right.
not like that's
I hope to
super
see
weird.
Giancarlo Esposito back again.
And me too.
I think they maybe have just wrote him out in order to
love that
like
guy.
because I feel like he was filming like Better Call Saul at the same time.
maybe
So
You might
maybe
be right.
because like that should just started coming
kinda
back.
like
he did say that he wanted to make Vought a pharmaceutical company at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So I feel like he gets kicked out, Vought's stocks go to like shit, and maybe he comes back and like pivots the company, makes it a pharmaceutical company or something like that.
Perhaps.
That's what I feel like they would do. I feel like he's not gone forever
Yeah. No.
because he's a great fucking character.
Yeah. There was just
yeah.
Just yeah,
Just
it
the way he
would've-
talks.
little scandal. It'll be like worked out.
Yeah, and then he'll be back and,
And, yeah.
whatever. So, and then the last scene, he introduces Ryan to the public. He's like, "This is my son," and then lasers that dude's head off.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Yeah!"
And then they
And
had
that's
like
very,
they had like the January 6th parody thing with like.
Oh
the-
yeah.
Oh, they even had that guy with the horns and stuff.
yeah,
like
that
the
was
shaman.
that was pretty good.
I'm like, wow, that's right on the nose.
Yeah.
But yeah, lasers that guy's head off, pretty blatant. He's like, "Oh fuck, what did I do?" And then that dude, that's
Stepdad.
yeah, the stepdad guy. He's like,
David or
"Yeah."
something. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be like, "Oh, the lamestream media probably thought that whatever." So
Yeah. That's
I'm
crazy.
interested to see. He's very clearly gonna create like a little army of like followers.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting to see.
And he likes being loved, and
likes
they're
being loved,
doing that.
and
so.
they're unconditionally loving him for whatever he does. So they're obviously going to encourage him to do more violent stuff. And then they'll probably like say in the news that the guy that threw the bottle at his kid was like throwing a bomb or something, and that's how they're like
Probably.
justifying it. So yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yeah,
but it was
that's
a
a good-
pretty good ending.
I really hoped that Homelander was gonna die here, because I'm a little over it. Like obviously Anthony Starr is like great and all, but I think we got like enough to understand this character and like what he's about.
I'll watch him do his thing for 8 more seasons.
I
don't care.
suppose, but I think
Yeah.
I just want
He's the
at
most.
least have like another.
He's the factor. He's like he's the major baddie in the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but for 3 seasons,
I
where
guess
he's like
Victoria
the same villain.
could be.
I think he's grown a little bit insofar as like he doesn't his motives are kind of changing a little bit. Like at first it was just like all positive media facing, and this season it was very like, I'm gonna do what I want to do because I'm better than you, and everybody's like, yeah, fuck yeah. So like I think that part of it changing is interesting enough to keep me.
Yeah, and they
wanting
did
him.
I
that.
thought he was going to become good for a moment in this last episode. Like they're going to team up and
Oh.
Yeah.
do it together. I'm like, oh man, don't become a good guy.
That'd be funny.
I like him being weird.
Yeah, he is weird. So
Maniacal.
good ass show though.
Good ass show. Big fan.
He's another guy I don't know. Where did he come from? It's like, wow, you're a really good actor.
Apparently
Yeah.
he was in Without a Paddle, like along. Yeah, he was like
Wow.
he was like a friend that they were all sending off, and then at the beginning of the
Wow.
movie,
Like
I
Seth
saw a clip-
Green movie?
Yeah, the Seth
Wow.
Green movie.
He's like, this is my big break.
Yeah, he like went off. I think he went to college. Or something. I don't know what it
I'll
is.
take that part.
But yeah,
Yeah.
he's super young.
That's cool.
But I haven't seen him in anything else.
hmm
Anyway,
and that's
Nathan,
it for boys, right?
Yeah, that's
For the
it.
season.
for
finale.
the
yeah.
season.
Season 4 is announced, so we just don't know when it'll be. But yeah, we've been watching on hella shows last
So
couple
many
weeks.
shows.
So
I'm so tired.
yeah,
What are you guys watching now?
What are we watching?
Umbrella Academy?
I'm gonna hop on Umbrella Academy, but the last
Finish
couple weeks
that.
Miss Marvel was coming out.
Oh
so
yeah,
we
I did watch the first one of that. I thought it was pretty good.
It is
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good.
not bad.
Good.
I went at it thinking I would hate every bit of it, and I did not.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty fun. I would say definitely like a young adult high
Just had
schooler
an
type
open
thing. It's a
mind
good
about
story.
it.
I don't know if we talked about Obi-Wan, but the little kid stuff drove me crazy in that.
The
It's a
Leia
little
stuff.
Too much.
Yeah,
But all the Leia stuff.
The story's fine. It was just a little too much.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
They could have had like a whole show without little Leia in it.
They
But
could have.
There would be no. He would have no motive to like do the
Do
right
anything.
thing.
I wish somebody like third sister would have been like a bad Jedi that could have like fried Obi-Wan a little bit, aged him like Emperor style, and then it can explain him aging so horribly and then being so forgetful later.
Well,
But instead, they make him a totally kick-ass guy that's going to further his kick-ass adventures, yet still not know who these robots are in a couple of years.
Presumably, he's going back to Tatooine, and the sun does a lot to your skin over 9 years. So.
True, very true.
Man. He works outside.
But I think that'd be cool.
He's like, that would have been really funny if they did that.
Isn't that what they did as like a cop-out to explain why Palpatine looks so different?
Yeah, that's what they did, the electricity thing.
I don't think that's the answer.
Just make that the answer for everything.
Just
I say.
Forget about it.
I can remember. I just did right now. I can remember 20 years ago like it was yesterday. We just talked about a comic from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
This guy's like, I've never seen them droids before. Like, what? You had a fantastic adventure with them. What are you talking about? You
pretty unforgettable.
Addict?
Anyway.
I think that's it.
Yeah, man.
What are we gonna read next week?
What are we reading next week?
I have no idea.
So we got a couple of things.
It becomes a DC or Marvel one next week.
So we kind of been a little cornered by stuff that's been coming out.
Yeah, when stuff comes out that's based off a comic, we like to read that. So we did Thor last week.
Right.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So
Thor, what, a trade?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thor God of Thunder. The one I said I would recommend to you if you ever wanted to read like a Marvel
The God
thing.
Butcher, the first like appearance of Gore and stuff like that.
Really good. Really strong.
Wow.
It's super kick-ass. It's like
Definitely love the
top
comic.
tier comics.
Love the comic way better than the movie.
It's like it's kind of like a newer kind of Alex Ross art style.
Okay, I like that.
But like a little bit more readable, I think.
yeah.
And yeah, it's great stuff. But so there's like a Harley Quinn show that's coming out, and then 2 weeks from now we got Paper Girls. So I'd like to do the Paper Girls episode next week at least.
We can do a Harley Quinn one. I think that'd be good.
Do we know any good ones?
What is that?
Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
There's an animated show on HBO Max.
Is it a series or just
animated series?
Yeah, isn't the girl from Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
So it's a series?
Yeah, it's like a cartoon show for
third
like
season
adults.
coming out. I
Yeah,
think.
Third season or episode?
Third season.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It's
Why is it
fun.
good?
It's just like Harley Quinn like being a villain, and like the first episode.
A little rough or
Nathan likes it.
It's
Who likes it?
I do. Imagine like a Futurama or but it's just like an adult like cartoon show, kind of like a Rick and Morty, whatever. So there's like a lot of cursing, but I think they have a lot of really good satire in it.
Oh, I'd like to check that out.
Yeah, I think it's great. First season even I thought it was really good,
I
and
do love me some Rick and Morty.
yeah. So
where was it on before HBO Max?
DC Universe.
Okay, I'm like, I've never heard of it.
Yeah. So then when that hit the shitter, they were like, let's put everything on HBO Max, and so now the new season is coming out on HBO Max.
I did like the Doom Patrol show.
Oh, you watched Doom Patrol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Doom Patrol.
I thought that was pretty good. I like the Brendan Fraser robot guy.
Oh, Danny, you know
Robot
which one
Man.
I'd like
Robot
to do
Man.
is
Robot Man, robot guy.
the book by Stephanie Phillips and Riley Rossmo called No Good Deed.
Huh? Okay. No Good Deed. That's what it's called.
Yeah, because I really love Riley Rossmo's art. I think he's great. If you ever read that like Martian Manhunter series that came out like a couple years ago.
The New 52 one?
No.
Oh.
It's after that. I think it was a Rebirth one.
Yeah. People like that one.
Yeah, it was like he was like a detective or some shit, and it was really weird. But I like that guy's art, and I heard about this book, and people seem to like it. So
Says who?
I don't know.
Who are these people?
People.
They.
Tell me who they are.
I've gotten good vibes from it. So I think we should do that.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Harley
a newer
Quinn.
book. So
Oh, sick. That looks cool.
yeah. So I think we should do that.
Non-traditional DC art style.
Yeah. I love this artist. I followed him for a big old long time.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, I'm down for that.
So what's the comic like? Is it
We haven't read it yet.
cartoony?
It's
Sure.
probably like similar. I think it's more like his own style kind of thing, not necessarily like cartoony.
Yeah.
Probably in the middle of like Powers and like the DC formula kind of look.
As far as art style?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
This looks like a little bit more exotic, I guess.
It's definitely more unique art. It's not like a traditional, like, it's not like a Jim Lee by any means, or like a, or like a Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Carter.
Oh, this came out last year.
Yeah, it's like super new.
Are
So
those two still around?
I'm down
Yeah.
with that.
yeah, they're still doing stuff.
Who's that?
Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor.
Oh, they did
Carter.
the New 52 one. I was about to suggest doing the
Masada.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
He just stepped down as editor in chief or something as Marvel, and he's ending his run at Marvel with a comic, and then he's doing an Image comic, and then he's directing something.
An
is what he said.
Image comic.
I think so. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the show.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Mike, for being on.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
coming
it.
on.
This was
My pleasure.
good fun. Thank you for the comics as well.
Yeah, it's super sick.
That's a new requirement for anybody in
Yeah,
the
no
future coming on.
kidding.
If you want to reach out to us, we're at tradewaiterspod@gmail.com.
Tell us what to read.
Yep. There's all of our socials in the Linktree in the description of this episode. So we're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. And YouTube. Daniel's been doing a great job with the YouTube. So
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you're listening, go watch.
Good job.
If you're watching, good job. Give it a like.
Yeah.
So
Smash that like button.
I hate that you say that.
Yep.
Anyway, if you say like thanks for liking, I'm gonna say that shit.
Okay, fair.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.